What's up, internet? I have a few hours to kill, so I figured I. What am I seeing? This bluebird just took a bath in like. I just watched this bluebird take a bath in like frozen ass water right in front of me. There's this puddle right in front of me, and it is bird bath time. How does that clean you? The very second I turned this on, I can't believe that. That wasn't going on for the minutes and hours before this. Now all of a sudden it's going on. The second I press play. That's funny. I guess it's kind of auspicious. Yeah, I was watching Geralt of Rivia take a bath, and I was like, I'm about to get a bath soon. And yeah, I was gonna go into town and do a lot of chores today, but I have a new battery coming in. I got the wattage right for my Switch, and so it's like 10 times the battery capacity of the Switch. And then I was like, instead of using my other batteries to do that, I was like, let's get a battery just for the Switch, so I'm not like running in on my supply. So yeah, it's been rainy the past few days. It's been really it was snowing yesterday. I slept great. I got this new Sherpa blanket, and it's like supposed to be lightweight, and I was mainly undecided if it'd be good, but it's actually kept me warm. Yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, I've got a new pillow coming in too. um, Yeah, I like this cot that I've got, but I'm snapping the metal. Yeah, the metal is getting shears right in half. I don't think you want to have something lightweight for your cot. Yeah, this car is good, and it's been running, but if ever it does die, I'm gonna replace it with a, which may be tens of thousands of miles at least until that happens. Um, I'm gonna replace it with something with the Ford F-350. Yeah, I'm gonna get a windowless. So this is nice for the windowed area, but yeah, there's got to be an option for windowless. And I was thinking about visiting Goodwill, but yeah, my stuff isn't coming in until tomorrow, so it usually comes in the afternoon. And so yeah, I got all day to waste in town till it gets there. And then I'm gonna move. It's just too cold. It's too wet too. So thinking about going to Walmart and picking up a propane grill set so I can still cook. That cooking is nice. It's definitely like burning wood is great, but you can't rely on wet wood. So yeah, burning wet wood. I can't imagine starting a fire with wet wood with no like anything. I need charcoal lighter. Yeah. Charcoal lighter is amazing. That'll get it going. You can have a fire with wet wood, then you just need to get the center hot enough. Yeah, you just probably take a whole bucket or whole bottle to do it. But yeah, what am I playing? I got two games yesterday. I got what is it called? Triangle Strategy. It's a game by Square. Came out 3 years ago, and it's like a super political. It's like a political version of what do you call it? Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't like how Final Fantasy Tactics looks, and it's expensive. I got this on sale, right? Final Fantasy Tactics is like flipping $70 for an old game. It looks like an old game, right? And so I'm really not looking forward to it. I do like games that let you grind. I hate games that make you grind, but games where it's like, yeah, you can play all the quests like 0 through 50 or whatever it is. Or you can go out and just like hunt mobs for a couple hours and then power up. And that's actually like, it's nice to have that as an option, which Elden Ring does. Yeah, if you're fighting things in Elden Ring and they're too strong for you, you can farm. So Tarnished Edition isn't out yet, but yeah, I started The Witcher. I've had that. I got The Witcher for like $5, and Witcher 3 and all the expansions. And I know why it's so cheap on Switch. It's because it's not really perfectly optimized. There have been a few bugs since I started playing. But yeah, I got it for cheap. So, dude, you're still bathing? How cold is that water, man? You crazy bird. I guess they just live outside. When it rains, they get wet. Probably doesn't care. He's like, oh, this is a great bath. They're kind of cute. I do like that bird in general, because of the environment. Like they're not blue jays. They're different than blue jays. They're like, um, they've yeah they look different from a blue jay. They sound different. They have no calls that are similar to a blue jay at all. And their individual markings are quite different. But yeah, they're territorial assholes. Some of them. I've seen whole groups work together, and I've had lots of visitors come and go, but some of them will just show up screaming at you, and they're just like complete jerk. They remind me of a cop birds. So yeah, so I've played Triangle Strategy. That game is so much dialogue. It's like 30 to 40 minutes of dialogue per battle. It's like crazy. There's 20 battles in the campaign. And it's just ridiculous. I was thinking about getting Final Fantasy X, and I did get Final Fantasy IX. I was playing Final Fantasy IX. The Final Fantasy IX beginning is really good. It's pretty good. And it's old. It's not a remaster at all. And it's funny. It's like the processing speed is determined by like onboard throttling and programmed throttling. And there's no like speeding it up or anything. So yeah, 9 is definitely showing its age. Um, yeah, I was thinking about getting 10. My friends had 10 and they thought it was epic, but I never played it. It was like, um, yeah, 10 and then 10 too. I don't know. I do like, here's where I like turn-based RPGs. I like turn-based RPGs when they're tight, right? It's like, I got another one I'm not playing. I'm not playing Sea of Stars, Star of Seas. I forget. I think it's called Sea of Stars. I have it. It's an indie game, and I played it for like probably 3 or 4 hours, but I haven't played it. I've still got Legend of Zelda. I haven't beaten Ganon yet, so I got to do that. I was just doing the past day. I did I got the mining gear, and then I got the climbing gear. And then I got the freefall gear. I found the freefall gear myself. I had the climbing jacket, but I didn't know where the boots or the hat was, so I looked it up. They were in the Zora domain in wet caves, places I really wouldn't have gone. So I'm glad I looked it up. I would have never known where the climbing gear was. The frog gear is apparently the hardest to get. You have to do all the Gazette missions. You have to do all the missions for the newspaper. So the frog gear is the hardest stuff to get in the game. The free falling stuff I already knew about. I found that on my own. The mining stuff, I had the boots, and the other pieces of the mining gear were in areas I had passed. I had already explored those areas, and they were behind me, and yeah, they were like in areas, so I'm glad I looked that up. So now I have the mining gear. Yeah, I'm still on my first row of hearts for Twilight. Not Twilight, Tears of the Kingdom. They did. Nintendo mentioned they may be doing a Breath of the Wild 3. So I did write them my ideas and my feedback for that. They listened to my feedback the first time. After Breath of the Wild came out, I picked it up on the 3DS. I think it was out on the 3DS. It was out on one of those. Yeah, and it was like, I gave him my feedback, and it was okay. I definitely liked playing the new Smash. I can't wait for there to be a new Smash. That's going to be fun. Super Smash Brothers. It's a crazy game. I grew up playing it. It was a big deal in my neighborhood. Super Smash. Yeah, we cared about that. The character I used to like sitting on, I found out was like fucking banned for tournaments. Sheik. Sheik was like broken. Yeah. It's just like she had an instant strike with long range, so she could outrange anybody. She was just like impossible. Sheik was just like a fucking nightmare. So, yeah. I tried them all, and I was like, this one's really good, and it was. So yeah, what else we doing? Um, yeah, like I said, I was gonna do some like shopping today, and I decided to wait till tomorrow because I gotta wait till that package comes in. So I'm just gonna chill and not do anything. I got like 3 or 4 hours to burn. Oh, I'm hungry, and I want to drink something that's not water, but going into town early is pointless because I'm just gonna sit in parking lots. I guess I can people watch, but it's like you don't want to be in a parking lot more than a couple hours. So yeah, what else going on? Yeah, I love my Sherpa blanket. I have been warm, but it's cold. It's like it was snowing, and now this car is not insulated. So I'm interested in like finding a maybe the Mylar, you know, when I get my new setup, is get like something like that. So I got a few things I can give away to Goodwill. I can give away my stickers. I've got a ton of these. I got a whole box of stickers, like cool trendy stickers that are like um I picked through and found all my favorites, and there's a lot that I just like don't want or don't need. So I'm gonna like yeah. I bought a lot of Donald Duck ones for Donald Trump. You have the video of him blowing Bubba. Fucking what? Oh man. No, I've called it before. Donald Trump's not the ruling class. Anything like Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, or any of those Bill Gates did was copying the real government, but the real government is like they have it way better. Yeah, they are. They're the palace kings, where we're the peasants, and they just don't tell us they exist, right? No looking. Oh, you dreamed that. So people know. Online, you won't find any info about it, but like IRL, yeah, you'll hear about it. People will tell you IRL. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm planning on getting in some hot air and then getting in having a nice hot shower. That's gonna be good. Yeah, I was taking those like warm days for granted. It does like time passing feels like an accomplishment to me. It's kind of like the future time is more advanced than the previous time, and every day we get is better. Like I may have like a life in tatters when it comes to like my social life, my romantic life, like all these like portions of life are absolutely fucking ruined and awful. My family life, all this shit was always cursed. It was cursed by the fucking cretins we live with, and so I don't have any of that, but I get to see the AI get better. Do I trust the AI? Hell nah. They make that shit with gold, I don't trust the AI at all. But I do think it's possible that it's at least entertaining to see it get better, using AI to make like custom, like perchance.org. Yeah, Perchance is awesome. Perchance's AI is not video yet, and it does still have some problems, but it's gotten better, and it is a free AI. Yeah, you don't need to pay. They're so bad. Yeah, it's like there's free AI outlets out there where you can go and like hook up and use the AI. But a lot of places are not free, right? They sell you their rebranded free AI, and and they dominate the search engines. Like you can't trust Google for like free AI. You have to hear about it. Someone has to tell you where it is. You can't just like search for it and find it. They restrict that shit to you, so it's kind of bad. Yeah, it's disappointing, but yeah. No, I definitely am looking forward to this shower. That's gonna be pretty good. Shower and some hot food. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about tomorrow getting a propane thing from Walmart so I can still cook even when the wood is wet. But also things at Goodwill I can give away. I can give away my paints. I got like this huge thing of paints, and I wanted to keep it, but the problem is I just haven't used it. since I stopped getting high, I like when I was like really fucking high, I love taking an open bottle of paint and throwing it on something and it just like splashes up the side. I thought that was so cool. And now that I'm like a lot more sober, I am more like into like organization and yeah, it's clean. I think if my car is like half the messages on my bumper are pretty serious. So I don't know if like decking it up with like bright colors is really good. Yeah, that car paint wore off. Maybe I'll keep the paints and just like get a brush. I can use my hair for a brush. Get a stick, cut some off, freaking tie it to the stick. It's a perfectly good brush. And yeah, cover up the loose shit. But yeah, you gotta do that where it's warmer. So yeah, no, this place is getting frozen up. It's like high 30 degrees, low like 5 degrees. You know, it's freaking cold. So I'm thinking about getting out of here. I got wool socks on for my feet, but that doesn't do much. Wool is not the best you got. Definitely your new synthetic materials are better than all the natural stuff. That Mylar blanket's amazing. Yeah, it's like put that Mylar over you, you'll be warm, 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 warm. So yeah, I was thinking of my next build, the F350 van, um, getting like the Mylar on the ceiling with magnets. It's just like coat it so you can still use magnets, but it's like I don't know if that would work. Is the transduction from the steel going to ruin that, or will that keep my body heat inside the freaking car? You know, I don't really know. Yeah, but do like a Mylar cover over the whole thing. And then it has no windows, so I'd be able to like block the front with a curtain and then just hang out with my phone online in the back. I kind of like this is really good for like looking at the forest, looking at nature, which will still be around for another couple decades, but you know, one day it's going to be not much forest left. There's some really good areas in like uh, Oregon, Washington. I got to be careful about like grizzly bear territory. Um, yeah, I stay in black bear territory. Black bears are fine. They're like I'm bigger than a black bear. You know what I mean? But like brown bears are getting scary. Grizzly bears are like yeah, they're called grizzly bears for a reason. They charge. They're fucking monstrously aggressive. Um, yeah, I don't want to have to deal with a grizzly bear. So I stay out of grizzly bear territory anywhere they could be. So I like, but yeah, the last like California, right? Northern California, the last grizzly bear was seen there in like the 1930s. They haven't seen one since then. So yeah, now that life's gotta suck. Roaming the woods looking for anything to eat. Not having food gets you mad. You're just willing to like attack anything for a meal. So yeah. Black bears you could beat in a fight. They're not that big. And they're easy to scare. So yeah, what else is going on? Yeah, I guess if I was doing it right, I could do my haircut up here. Get my haircut done. Yeah, you can cut your hair without looking. It's like you just like feel out an okay distance each way, and no one will notice. But because they will use my beard, but maybe I'll keep it and just let it grow out. Yeah, I got nothing to do for hours. I tried playing The Witcher, and that tutorial just like drove me crazy. The way they do it, I just don't know. I'm not into melee games at all. It's like the gameplay is like you're just gonna go like chop everything. They have 2 chops. You get a light chop and a heavy chop. And then you got the magic is weak. It really is like, the coolest thing about it is like when you have to do research on monsters, and if you know things about them, you're prepared, right? That's kind of where it's cool, is that it's like, that was how the second game was. I didn't play the first. The second game is like, if you're ready, you can survive. But if you're not, if you don't know what you're doing, you'll die. Had a pretty good plot, very dramatic plot. But yeah, the third game, I've had that. I had bought it before, full price on Steam. I think I played it for like, I played it until like the fucking fetus quest, and then I put it down and never picked it up. And now they have 2 expansions, and so I picked it up on Uber sale for like $5 or $6, and it's just been sitting in my hard drive for months. And I finally started it, and I was just like, I put it down again, and I was like, this is exactly why I don't like playing this. It's just, it sucks. Cyberpunk isn't bad. Cyberpunk's pretty interesting, but like, CD Projekt Red is really overrated. Yeah, I think so. I don't think they make stuff that good. So way too plot heavy, you know. Triangle strategy. Yeah, it's got like 30 minutes to a fucking hour of talking before a fight. And the fights are hard. They're really hard. So yeah, triangle strategy seems pretty adult. I would get that on a big sale. I'm not gonna get what do you call it? Kirby Air Riders. I can't believe you've got Mario Kart and then you did Kirby Air Riders? The fuck? Yeah, the dude who makes Super Smash is making Kirby Air Riders, and so they've got Mario Kart already, and they're like, here comes some more content. Mario Kart sucks. It's not like Elden Ring where people are still playing it years later. Mario Kart had like a few weeks where people were playing it, and then it died off. There's no more people streaming Mario Kart. So yeah, GTA got popular for the mods. So yeah. What else am I playing? Yeah, Final Fantasy 9. It was good until I got to like the ice cave, and then I was really pissed off by how shitty the world was. Man, that game is old. Final Fantasy 9. Can't believe how old that game is. I wish they had hand drawn all of it. Yeah, I could have stood for no open world at all. That shit pissed me off, and just do it all hand drawn. I would have liked that. Yeah. It's not bad. It's kind of back when like the main characters are all like age 16. 2 of the main characters are 16-year-olds, which is really, I guess, their market. They're aiming at that age. Um, so yeah, I went with the default names for everyone because it's just better for the plot. They'll make jokes about their names. They let you rename the characters, but they'll make jokes about the names. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, blah blah blah. Um, I never beat Riven. I beat Myst when I was a kid, but we got Riven and I just couldn't beat it. I couldn't figure it out. We didn't have things like good search engines back then. Yeah, I had no way to really like look it up, look up the solution. I tried to mention there's just like, oh, weird ass the game got me, man. It's like there's like 4 CDs, right? If you want to change the world you're at, you have to put in a different CD. Right, I downloaded this game, Final Fantasy 9, in 20 minutes over a cell phone network, whereas like back in the day it would take like 4 or 5 CDs to play. You would have to put in a new CD for the new area, and which is pretty funny. Um, yeah, old school, where the CGI looks worse than it does now. Yeah, the CGI is actually worse than just the modern graphics now, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah. I don't like how many random battles there are. Yeah, it's so many. So many. It's definitely a better system with like ambushes, or maybe like giving random battle zones being optional exploration areas. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, they expect you to do a lot. When you get a new item, you can learn the skill off the item by using it, but it takes like 50 tries. It's a lot. So, but it's allegedly fully customizable. Allegedly. But yeah, it happened because I was like looking up. I was like, what's the best Final Fantasy game of all time? Right. I was like looking at lists, and it was like number one was Final Fantasy 9 over and over. And I was like, really? 9 is better? 9 is better than 7. So, yeah, it is kind of true that they do a lot of like metal core, it's like hardcore future sci-fi is a possible Final Fantasy universe, but 9 apparently was like extremely fantastical, very fantasy, not really like cyberpunky at all, very like fantasy. So yeah, it's got a card game in it, which I hate. I looked up what the card game gives, and it's like it gives this bracelet, and I was like, how many do you get in the game? They're like, you can make 999, or you can make 99 of them, sorry. So I was like, I'm never playing the card game. Yeah, looking things up is amazing, because you don't need to like, you can feel pretty disappointed if you try to do something like completing the compendium in Tears of the Kingdom. Let's say you complete the compendium, all you get is a paraglider skin. So unless you're like a streamer who's looking to flex on your audience, right, there's literally no reason at all to get a paraglider thing. So you can find the Fierce Deity armor. Yeah, you don't need the amiibo for the Fierce Deity armor anymore, which is pretty cool. So yeah, they gave you the amiibo stuff for free. I wasn't able to buy an amiibo. I had been trying to buy like the amiibo clones, so I'd be able to. An amiibo is a little doll that Nintendo sells that you can touch to the screen, and the machine will know you have the amiibo, and it'll spawn something for you. So I tried to get the amiibos twice. I got a refund from one seller because they sent a bag of nuts and bolts. I was like, I know what that is. It's screw you. But you can't say it, right? Just don't sell it. Why sell a fake one and then get a refund? I don't get that. Like, oh, our warehouse must have messed up. And I was like, that's not your warehouse. That's, you're afraid of Nintendo fucking ruining your life. Just don't sell it. Don't advertise it. But yeah, I got a refund. And then saw this other amiibo set for $1, and it never, from Alibaba, AliExpress, and it never got here. So yeah, they said they shipped it, and then it just never arrived. They're still saying it's delayed. I'm like, yeah, right. So yeah, but anyway, the amiibo, they don't have them anymore. Yeah. Or they took the amiibo stuff off, and they just give you the amiibo stuff, so it's pretty awesome. Yeah. Forestry just rolls by. They got their important stuff. So yeah, they used to recognize me when I had a different car, and now I have a different car, and they don't recognize me anymore. Yep. Not much to do now. Maybe they're helping someone. Oh, it was super weird. Like, nobody's been here, but there was like one time, like 10 a.m., 3 or 4 people, all looking unrelated, all left at once. It's like that zeitgeist, it's like everyone feels something and all leaves at once, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of The Witcher. I just don't like the combat. The combat just isn't fun. It's just not fun. And it's really weird that you have like a block and a dodge. You have a block, a dodge, and a parry. No. You have a roll, a block, and a parry. Yeah. You can like. Oh no, it's like a quick dash, right? It's like one's a full roll, the other one is like a sidestep. It's like, it just sucks. I'm not. Some people are about that. One of his swords is silver, and one of his swords is for men, and I'm just like, that might be cool to some people, but that's not cool to me at all. I'm not interested in girls' romances. I'm like, ugh, you know, it's, I got it because it was a ton of content for cheap. That's really why I got it. It's because I was like, dang, that's like over 100 hours of stuff to do for like $6. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I can play the rest of Cyberpunk. I have not beaten Cyberpunk yet. I got to the point where Johnny Silverhands came on, and then I was just like, uh, there's some people spoiling it. And now that I think about it, yes, someone told me Zelda was a dragon, and someone told me, Johnny, spoilers, turn it off, you don't want to know. Johnny Silverhands is just in your head. Yeah, you're just imagining. He's like a legacy program that you get put in you, and so he hangs out, but no one else can see him but you. So yeah, Johnny Silverhands is a fake. Um, yep. Now I'm gonna get delivery today, so I just can't go too early because I'll be sitting around in a freaking parking lot. I'd look so good with my beard trimmed, but like, who cares? You know, who am I impressing? It really comes down to this idea that it's like I can't go start a family with the government circumcising kids and stuff like that. I just don't trust them. So I wish I had a nice life, but you know, the cows wish they weren't food. The creator just made it mean. The creator made it mean on purpose. The creator didn't have to make it hard, but he did. He's like, fuck you. So yeah. Anyway, those are the games I'm playing. I got Subnautica. I got that for really cheap. I was kind of interested in seeing that one. I saw Luality play that. I watched her play that a couple days. I liked collecting the emotes on Twitch, but I don't know why I like TikTok better. I do. It's like, I think I like TikTok better because there's other content mixed in with the live streaming. Yeah, TikTok has like other varieties of content, not just live streams. So that's like why I think I like TikTok more. I don't watch live streams all the time. You know, I'm not always into that. So yeah, but it got too cold. They don't shut down the woods until it gets like permanent snowfall. So closer to like January. But yeah. I definitely have to find like a new home base. Not Sedona's not really good. I've done Sedona before. There's just not too many options. Yeah. When I first went to Sedona, they used to let you camp at the river, and then they canceled that. I was one of the last people to camp at the river, yeah, in Sedona, but they don't do that anymore. Good times. I would have never guessed while that was happening that would be the last time they'd let that happen. Yeah. Yeah, there's places you just gotta explore. It's really like a lot of the places I found in the past. I just was like driving by and I was like, no private property sign, no keep out sign. Sometimes it's good, right? Sometimes there's a gate, but they say close the gate, right? Which doesn't mean it's just for cattle. It doesn't mean no use. So yeah, you go up there and find a spot, and that's a spot. The next 2 weeks have been sorted out, you know. It's like in an apartment, you're dealing with city noises. In an apartment, you're dealing with rent, right? Um, and living out in the woods, it's like it's a lot easier. So that's why I support basic income for all. Yeah, my system, or holographic money, it's a pretty well thought out system, and I think it's a lot better than what you do now. Um, and I'm a pretty honest person. You know, I do what I do in full view of everyone. I block up my back windows, but like my side windows are open. I'm not really hiding anything. There's nothing like weird about me, you know. So yeah, I used to have the military ones that were like Kevlar. These are just like padded. If I hit you, it wouldn't feel like anything. But like, so the military ones are like a weapon. It's like not bladed, but it's like really hard on the outside. So yeah, you got hit with that, you'd feel it. It's like a brass knuckle or something. So yeah, it's nice not having a fight, living alone. Um, there's people who like married somebody and have kids and they've got to support their family, you know. And I don't have any of those problems. I used my free time to partially support you, you know, talking about like pro CRISPR, pro basic income, anti pedo, anti circumcision. I definitely like have my fair share of social efforts to help people. Yeah. I'll give my speeches to anybody. I really don't treat it like I'll just go to the powerful person and tell them. Nah, I start that shit grassroots. I'll tell individuals face to face, you know. So yeah. Nah, it was funny. The last time forestry came by was like a huge entourage of cars. And right before they got there, this coyote was out during the day, right? I saw this coyote, so I was like, oh, that's a sign. So yeah, I turned that, I stamp money with like my political opinions. So mostly because it bypasses the censor and it's a good way to get to people. I can leave it in your tip jar, right? So leave it on the ground, give it to a homeless person. Homeless people are awesome. Hey, dude, has it been shit? Well, let me tell you what, you're not imagining it. Yeah. Um, so, yeah, I got some time to kill, though. I guess I'll go to the grocery store in the afternoon, like to pick up some supplies for the night. But yeah, I'm going to be getting a freaking nice hot shower. Those are the best. I love that. Get a nice hot shower, get some delivery. Yeah. Oof. I guess I could get Chinese food because that means get the yeah. I used to have Uber Eats, the pro version, but they got me in on a special. They're like, hey, order a main meal, you'll get this other main meal for free. So it's like a main meal and you get a freaking salad. And I was like, this is the best deal ever. I love this. And I did it, and it was only for the promotion, right? After I did it, they never did that shit again. I was like, I signed up to give you $10 a month to save some delivery fees. You only save a portion of the delivery fees. And they lie about how much you save. They're like, for real, like, I saw, like, right, I only ordered delivery 4 times, right? They're like, you saved $30 on delivery fees. I'm like, it's not that much, guy. Yeah, freaking crazy. So yeah, Uber Eats has problems like they'll show you the picture of someone delivering your food and it's someone else. Right? It's like seen some hotties deliver my food, yeah, some really fine bitches. Yeah, I would love to get some land and build my tiny home. I would probably do that sooner than not. Yeah, I buy some land and then just park my rumpus on it, and then like while I'm doing that, clear it out, like go out every day with a, you know, a good tool and like de-shrub and find and like prepare a flat spot, maybe dig it out for cement. And then just like hire a contractor to pour one day, hire another contractor to take a shipping container out there. But the problem is those fucking permits. I don't know much about permit law, but I just know I don't want to do them. Just don't feel like asking you permission to freaking build what I want. That pisses me off. So, yeah. My other plan is to try to snag a cheap property out east. They got some cheap ass land out east. Yeah, probably, if it's 100-year-old wood, it's probably all dead. You got to replace half of it. But yeah, it's about the land. You can put a tent, but you have to move it. You gotta move it every 6 months. Tents are not good for the summer. Maybe if I get an extensive enough solar panel setup, I'd be able to have like air conditioning. But why not just live in your car, right? And the next one's gonna be windowless. So a windowless car is gonna be like really enjoyable because I can park in public, like live in a city. Yeah, go to LA for the winter or whatever, and like, yeah. Some people build a shower and they go crazy with it, right? It's got gray water and just go. You only invented showers 50 years ago. You don't need to have a shower. You'll feel just fine without one. So, yeah. Your skin's oily and it moves outward. In fact, my skin's never been better. I've showered like almost very little this past year, and my skin is amazing right now. So yeah, November. We're at the last couple months. I got to renew my registration in January. So yeah, I'm thinking about like, since it's really starting to winter. There hasn't been snow on the ground yet, but it's gonna be soon. Soon snow's gonna stick on the ground, so that's gonna be too cold for me. That'll just be too cold for me. No heater. Man, I'm so used to the cold that when I get into like a hotel room, it's all insulated. I'll turn on the AC, right? It's cold outside. I'll put the AC on as low as it goes because it's too warm because I'm used to no insulation. So yeah. I want to get an insulation for my next vehicle that's like, I am thinking about like a Ford van. Yeah. Maybe I'll get it new. That'd be amazing. See, I don't like the problem with me getting a new vehicle is if I'm going to rip all the headliner out and stuff like that. This is the thing that pisses me off about buying a new car. Let's say you buy a car with a passenger seat and you're like, no passenger seat, I don't need it. It doesn't make it any cheaper. You're not providing me a passenger seat. How much is that passenger seat premium? Yeah, that mechanic ripped me the fuck off. Like, it's like this the premium brake fluid is like $6 a freaking bottle. They need like two. They charged me $100 for their premium brake fluid. It's all bullshit. Fucking idiots. See, I do every job myself whenever I can. That was like one job I wasn't able to do. Yeah, it's just like I should have done it myself. But yeah, don't go to a mechanic. They'll rip you off. Do it yourself every time. I don't care how hard it gets. Do it yourself. Yeah, people talk about how to do this shit like for cheap. They're like, dig a ditch. Yeah, instead of like jacking your car up, they're like, find a natural divot or dig a ditch. Get your car up somewhere you can crawl under yourself. Yeah, it's unfortunate. So yeah, since I'm gonna have to wait for mail tomorrow anyway, I'm just gonna do all my errands tomorrow. I was gonna go in early, but now there's no point. I've got to wait till the afternoon. So yeah, I'm just yapping to fill the time. Um, that's if the video saves right. About 10% of my videos will just like have an error when I save them, and I'll have to ditch them. They won't. There's like some metadata fucking problem. So whatever. Yeah. Now, yeah, I got the new battery for gaming coming in. That'll help my other batteries. I won't be going into my main power supplies as much. 10 times the Switch's data. So if I'm using it to play, it's amazing to me that, Final Fantasy 9 doesn't run any quicker. The loading times are identical to the freaking PS1 because it's like programmed processing. It's not just like shove through as much information as you can as fast as you can. It's like only do as much as you can. Maybe it's PS2. Yeah. I'm amazed they're only on the PlayStation 5. They just haven't did the 6 yet. It was bringing me back seeing like Final Fantasy X and then seeing what do you call it? Final Fantasy 9. Is I was thinking back to when I was a kid. I was like, wow. No, my mom has been married to this current guy longer than she was married to my dad. And yeah. Nah, she was horrible when I think about a lot of this stuff. Like she was the type of person where she had to work, and she was always agitated because of that. And she, like, every day she would come at me with, you doing this, you got to do that, this shit, that shit. And it just was like, stop. To this day, nothing she ever bothered me about mattered. To this day, you know. And she just was like, her food used to make me sick. I always wondered now, like gardenia and stuff, if she like poisoned it. So poisoned it for revenge. Like, this will hurt him, but it won't kill him. Yeah, her food used to make me like sick. Not like puking, not like rotted, just like pain, right? So yeah, if she would find my dad attractive, there's something wrong with her. I know it's because he had money, but there was something wrong with her, that woman. Yeah. So she is a narcissist. They're right. Narcissists will betray you to protect their ego. And if you attack their ego, they will absolutely lose their mind. So, yeah, they used to spy on me. It's like when I had an apartment, I went over to their house and they had all the things I had. They had set up at their own place. And I'm like, you fucking sussy ass. You driving by my place looking at what I got and copying it. She did. When I lived in Europe, she got a license plate with my gamer tag. She didn't ask me. She didn't tell me. She just got my gamer tag as her license plate. And I was like, the fuck you doing? Who the fuck are you? So, yeah. No one will care about you like your mom will. Nobody cared about me or my success like my mom did. But she definitely like used that closeness. You know how that's like love bombing. They get you with a lot of love all of a sudden, and then they replace that with demands, and it's just like, yeah, that definitely happened. Inconsistent, rare love, and just like, I do miss being home. I mean, it was nice. It was nice to hang out with my family, but yeah, I don't think her new husband likes us. You know, it's both my brother and I have been forbidden from coming home for some reason, and I definitely think it's him. I think it's he just doesn't want to see the male children of another man. I feel like that just bothers him. So that's evolutionary. You know, that's just the way we're wired as monsters. So yeah, Bird's not taking a bath anymore. It was weird. I saw Geralt of Rivia taking a bath, and then I was like, I want to take a bath today too. And then this bird immediately starts taking a bath. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, it's gonna feel good. The hot water. They got a lot of hot water at this place. Um, Yeah, this place is a good deal now. Usually these places like fill up during skiing season, but it's not skiing season, so there's like really good discounts. And then skiing season, it's gonna be too cold for me to be here, so yeah, I'll be gone. It is cold though. It's freaking so cold right now. At least I'm sleeping good. Sleeping pretty good. What else is going on? Well, I yapped for almost an hour. Oh, wow. This is pretty good. Yeah, it's almost 1 p.m. So if it's almost 1 p.m., then, yeah, just got a few more hours to go. Still got to wait longer, though. I've made a couple 3-hour videos before. So, yeah, gonna get some good food tonight. Good food. Do a lot of shopping tomorrow. Waiting for my new battery to come in. It was supposed to arrive Wednesday, but apparently it's coming in today. Or not today, tomorrow. It's like it's already at a nearby distributor, so hopefully I do see it. Yeah. It's going to be quite. I do look at the shipping manifests. I go, like, before I decide to wait for something, I'll look at it. It'd be like, are they moving it now? Are they moving it now toward me? Could it get to me today? Yeah. And if it's like they don't move yet, I'm like, there's no evidence it'll get there. So, yeah, it was weird watching them tear up my other forest. This other area I go to a lot. The literal site that I stay at is now a pile of trees. So they had done that up here at one point. You know, they go through it. It only hurts the squirrels. The squirrels like jumping branch to branch. And if you widen the tree gap, the squirrels have to like get down and run on the ground, which I guess is probably physically easier, but it's probably more dangerous as well. That it's like, there's one right there. What's up, buddy? Yeah. I usually bring seeds for him just to be nice, but I haven't been in the past couple weeks. Yeah, I gave him that last load, like this is for the whole winter. Yeah, the woods and like this idea of like divinity in nature. Um, I don't know if that's true. I looked for it definitely pretty hard. Um, but I don't think that there's not the mysterious deep place in nature. Now, synchronicity can happen. You go for a hike off into the random dross, right? That which just the randomness has left about. You can find some definitely interesting things out there, no doubt. But you have to be at like the point where you're like looking at like synchronistic clusters, like how things work together in meaning. Then you'll appreciate that. But like, yeah, I don't use a face filter. I think I've generally been considered very attractive. Um, I've been called model material or could have anyone I wanted, you know. That sort of. When I did have girlfriends, they would try to give me to their girlfriends, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I'd have girlfriends, and all of a sudden they'd be like mega. These other girls would be mega her friend, and then like try to get to know me. I'm like, I hate being circumcised. I hate being circumcised. What a waste. What a waste of a body. What a waste of a life. They did it because they love their dicks that much. They're like, no one else is allowed to have a cock but me. You can make more slaves. That's it. Right. And that's like, thanks, creator. Wow, dude. glad you made that. You know, and then you look at like all the other problems in nature, like they all eat each other, everything's poisonous, the parasites, the diseases. Yeah, it's freaking, yeah, the creator is a vicious mofo. Yeah, it's, he made it, but just to hurt, to torture. The fact you want things and the fact you like it is just leverage. Yeah, can use it against you, give you something if you do what it wants, and hurt you if you don't. So, or it's the opposite. Like I bet it on this idea that if I oppose God and call the Christians pedophiles, that the real creator will honor and reward me. And it's true. He just knocks them the fuck down right in front of me. Is that anybody who's holding on to the Bible is usually going to get like shamed by the creator, you know? And so it's kind of like, it's kind of fun. What's up, squirrel? What's up, baby? They're so cute. Precious little forest baby. They run around on it like it's carpet. Yeah, you gonna climb the tree? They're sniffing like, is there? Oh, he sees another squirrel. It's war. Yeah, that's the reality. They're not on each other's sides. There's love with mating, but then the individuals have to fight to see who's the strongest. That's why guys are huge and girls are tiny. It's like the girl carries and delivers the baby. Certainly she should be the biggest. The guy just, delivers some sperm. Why does he need to be huge? He needs to be huge to fight all the other guys. Because it's only big guys. It makes sense that the guy's huge because he fights the other guys. And then the woman's small because she can be captured. He can physically hold her down, And they've stopped that recently legally, but it's really like the old way was just go for it. And I've been with women enough that it's like a lot of them aren't into it until you are. They wait for you to make the move and then they're into it to like the same level you are. So, man, I spent so many nights and so much money at bars. I lived to get drunk. And I think I would have changed if I knew I was circumcised. Like I understood that I was in pain and covering my own body. And then if I had taken dewormer, I think those two together is like dewormer plus knowing I'm circumcised, like allowed me to rest. I'm like, I shouldn't cover this with alcohol, And yeah, I'm uncomfortable all the time because of circumcision. Shit never feels good. And it's like, oh, it's bath time for these little babies. So yeah, I worked on your systemic problems, the government, and like how your lives are. Because yeah, I'm circumcised, but other people have other problems like burns, other amputations, fucking circumcision's punishment for being a boy. Yeah, men hate men, and they know that guy's gonna think with his willy, and he's gonna love all the girls and hate all the guys. So they're like, "Fuck you." You can be tortured by your manhood, you piece of shit. But it's done by men who are gonna have sex all day. So it's really like it's super unfair. It's it has me on a social out, right? I'm not interested in starting a family or voting or any of those things. I'm like, death to the man. Yeah, death to the man. And I really think of society as cowardly. Like, people don't report on the government. They don't tell you who or where they are. They look the other way. They go, I can't see that, And so it's like, you've heard there's censorship and propaganda. Well, what's the censorship and what's the propaganda? It's, and these birds have a bath. I guess it is impressive that the bird can completely submerge itself and get totally wet and then just fly off. There's no problem. He's soaked. He'll just fly just fine. So, is that good? Getting a muddy water bath? I guess that's good for like worse things than dirt. So yeah, it's cold. He's having a bath. That used to be how it was with people. Yeah. You want a bath? Step in the lake. Who cares? No, hot water's recent. Only a king could afford hot water. You want someone to freaking create a fire and get the water. You want a legion of servants to bring you lots of hot water. Yeah, that's such a scam. The king takes taxes so he can have a nice life. It doesn't produce anything. It doesn't work like that, right? He needs to stick his hand in your pocket so he can have a fucking palace. And they all accepted it because he was scary, because he had an army. So, same thing with God. God's just the king lying. So, yeah. But anyway, I can pack some bags, like get some efficient packages for when I go in there. But that's not going to take a few hours. I've got a few hours to burn. So, yeah, I'll do my shopping tomorrow. And then once my package gets here, I'm leaving. Going down south. Probably. I can go south or east or north. Definitely I've got to find some place with dry wood. Maybe I'll pass on getting the propane so I don't gotta hold it. Skip on getting a propane tank and a camping stove and just get a just keep the charcoal lighter fluid and make a fire when it dries out. Nah, it's all wet. I checked like all the neighboring states too. They're all getting rain right now, so rain and snow. Yeah. It's a relaxing life. Like the worst is when you don't have enough supplies and you've got to like go back into town early, but it's nice when you've got weeks of supplies and you can like really load up. I love that. Yeah, getting rid of that bag of paints will be good for, I may keep it just for like repairing my car paint, but I'm more likely to just get like a rubber sealant. Yeah, just seal it with rubber. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, just get some freaking rubber sealant spray or whatever. Yeah, it's the salt water that gets the rust going when you're on the coast. I almost got a F-350 van like I was talking about, but I looked up its history and it had spent the whole time on the coast. Like it's like the years it is old. It spent like 20 years on the fucking coast. So I was talking to the dealer and I was like asking about rust and he didn't say anything. So I was like, I can't do this. Yeah, they around cars. Let me tell you what, especially if you're a man. Oh man, I almost bought this car from these guys, and I go up and he's like, well, "This is how a man shakes hands," and I ignored it. And then later on, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to disability tonight because I'm too old." And I was like, he was smaller than me. He was a lot smaller than me, and he's telling me about how a man shakes hands, and I was like, what a douchebag. I did not get a car from him either. He's talking about a ripoff, right? I'm going to sell a car, but I'm going to overprice it. No, I got a great deal on this one. I probably overpaid by like $1,000, but pretty good. And it see, I'm too respectful with negotiations, right? I'm just like, I'm not interested in undercutting you or talking you out of something. I am interested in like looking out for your interests as well. That's why I would be a good king or a good leader because I do pay attention to like other people's needs without really like overdoing it on my own. It's like I wanted the car for free, but I knew that it's like he's selling it for a reason. So yeah, no, it's a pretty good one. I need to do like shaped window covers. I've got the material. I just need to cut them out and do some shaped window covers. And then that's it. And I don't need anything else. Then I could hang out in public, right? I could like get the back windows all covered up, and then what I do is I cover up the front, right? I do like some shaped curtain up front, and so I can just be in back chilling. And yeah, that's not bad. Living in your car is nice when it goes like month by month, year by year. Yeah, you end up saving a lot of money. I really want to go to like one house per person. Yeah. It's just like so much of the living area is controlled by individuals, and it's like, yeah, if each person was only allowed one house, do you need to go someplace else for work or whatever? Rent, right? Um, or yeah, Holographic Money has 10 properties. Yeah, you know, 10. And I should replace the 1 year spot auction with like your first house you could keep for your life. Everything else is like a portion of the auction. But yeah, your first house you keep for life, and maybe even make it cool. Like you can give it to someone, you can give your house to somebody. So when you die, it transfers and they keep it for life. That'd be way more reasonable. But it's like the way the housing situation is so profiteers can profit. So people who buy land and do developments to make money, um, is it's just like it sucks. Yeah. The benefit of me is I can live anywhere. I don't need to co-locate with a job. You know, that's really nice. Um, which was hard to get. That wasn't the goal, but it did end up happening. It just was like it kind of flowed. That it just happened. So, and it's interesting. Like after that happened, I realized the government had not only did the government owe me and end up paying, and they did, but they also owe me for this freaking circumcision, the freaking knife rape. That's another thing that's like, excuse me, how the fuck and when are you going to admit that's a problem? You know, so yeah, there's too many millions of victims to expect a payout for it, which is why I just support basic income. I'm like, fuck those slavers. The reason you work is so uber rich people can do nothing. You should flip it where doing nothing is easy, and then the people who work get paid good. Because the way it is now is the people who work. See, if I had to do a job now, I'd be a mechanic. Yeah. If I had to do a job to pay the bills and have a life, I'd be a mechanic. Because you get paid amazing. Like Ford is hiring people. They pay them $120,000 a year to be a mechanic. So, yeah. Mechanics, tough jobs, but you're working with your hands, right? You get to physically investigate things. So, but yeah, that's what I would do. I was a kid, I was a champion swimmer. A part of me wanted to do deep sea diving. Yeah, deep sea divers make like $40,000 a month. So, yeah, that'd be amazing. I could have retired in 5, 6 years, yeah, doing deep sea diving. Put all that money aside. Yeah, that's a lot of money. But because you're living on the company dime, right? You eat from a cafeteria and you're housed on a site. And so, yeah, you do, you make $40,000 a month, and then just like save, and then retire on dividends, right? I'd be where I am now, making about what I make a year on that, on dividends. So, yeah. It takes millions to retire on dividends, but you can do it. Yeah, you can do it. The nice part is when your dividends pay you more than you cost, so you can reinvest it and get more dividends. Um, and then yeah, stock values go up, so you buy shares, and then it's the value increases over time, and then your shares are worth more, so the money balloons. So yeah. But the problem I have with that money system is, why should you get rich for doing nothing? The people who carry you work all the time, right? It's like they want the people who work the grocery store to get paid nothing. They want the people who work Starbucks. I don't go to Starbucks, but they want the people who work Starbucks to get paid nothing, right? And they just like on and on and on and on. Starbucks is a tough job, not easy. constant demands, no time for you, right? It's yeah. People give you their order like that, and you better get it right. You better get it right. Yeah. So I totally believe in basic income. I believe in basic income and then like removing social redundancy, right? Like the basic income will get rid of a lot of social programs. It'll get rid of a massive amount of social programs and get rid of your superfluous businesses. Like, do you need 10 grocery stores in town? Do you? Can you do it with one big grocery store warehouse on the outskirts, right? And you order delivery or go there yourself, right? That'd be way more efficient, right? Um, so yeah, with my plan, it's to remove redundancy and just like co-locate everything. So yeah, I do believe in basic income. I think most people should quit. I think most people are working just because they need a job, and that creates like a corporate bloat where people are looking to get paid for doing as little as possible, and that's a problem too. Because you should just admit you want to do that, and then do that, and then pay your workers per action, right? So food would still be affordable if every single thing you get, you pay for the truck driver and going over the till. One of your holographic dollars goes right to them. Yeah. How much money could you make in a day if you make a holographic dollar per every item you stock on the shelf? Right? You're getting 333 a day free. Shouldn't 333 a day free cover all your food and your living and have a little left over? It should. How much money do you need in a day? Right? So it's yeah, it's like the truck driver and the truck driver takes a freaking dollar, the farmer takes a dollar, the raw goods, you know, they calculate how much it costs to make, and then yeah, you should be able to make easy $1,000 a day for 3-4 hours of work doing things we need, right? It's the reason I want to go to basic income is a lot of people are employed doing things we don't need. They do things that have no value and they have a job just to have a job, right? Corporate paper pusher, right? Doesn't actually make or do anything we need. They just exist to exist. It's like babysitting them. So yeah, just take away their privacy. The AI is going to know what you're doing and you get a basic income. That's kind of cool. Holographic money is cool. It puts your life on it. Yeah. There should be like privacy money too. You can opt out of appearing on your money if you're ugly or you want to stay private. They could just give you general money. I like money about this. All right. It'll make a fresh, unique, certified, real holographic dollar with that. Right. So yeah, people should wake up in the morning and look at all their money from yesterday and be like, what's cool? What am I going to keep? What am I going to spend? Should be easy to like save ones that are interesting. And then you can print them out if you want. The ATM would be the holographic money maker. But yeah, the AI can't be cheated because it'll know what it made, right? It could look at a holographic dollar and be like, I didn't make that. I don't remember this. This serial number doesn't match the picture, you know, something like that. So, yep. Anyway. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway. So, holographic money is cool. The goal is to pay workers more and give people the chance to quit. Get rid of all of the fucking people who have jobs just to have jobs. All the people who have jobs just to have income, get rid of them. Send them home. The people who work, actually pay them good. And then if you go down to like one house per person, you're gonna fucking, yeah. Holographic money has 10 properties and they're all based on like the spot auction time, so you can own 10. Instead of, there's people who own 90,000, you know, they bought up massive acres and they're gonna sell off partitions, right? They bought up a huge acreage 20 years ago and then they're gonna sell off tiny partitions as the town gets going. So Yeah. There's not an out vent either. With money, when it gets taxed, it goes back into circulation. It's not like they take taxes and then the money disappears. Taxes to pay interest on their debts. Let me tell you what, Asia is probably the real government. It's because of their associations with pedophilia. It's because of their associations with the Gold Empire. And it's because of their things like chemical exclusivity and hidden ruling classes. Asia has a history of secret like deity kings. Asia also has a history of a chemical exclusivity for the ruling class. And Asia has a history of ball cutting and female foot wrapping. Yeah. Asia has a few things about it that are like incredibly sus. So it's like, oh, Asia lent us money and Asia has the best AIs first. Right. Oh, yeah, you just had to make all your iPhones in China, right? See, I don't know. Yeah, I feel bad for people stricken into constant labor. I think it should be like, I'd have no problem paying slightly more for goods if it meant everybody could quit and the people who actually did the work got paid. See, the way it is currently is the people who do the work barely survive, and the people who don't do anything but own it live like kings. And that I have a problem with. I think it's just like, get rid of the people who own it. Get rid of the people who own it and pay the workers good and allow everyone to quit. The people who were riding high, owning everything, can have the basic income with everyone else. So, and have an actual out vent. You know, taxes aren't an out vent. We feel the taxes, but yeah, saying that the money the government printed came from a tax is like your eyes rolling in your head like you're crazy. You paid for the money you printed with a tax on the people who use the money? I'm screaming. This shit is a scam. This shit is a scam. So, yeah. So many people think they're like in the ballpark to be able to argue with me. They don't have a clue. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Arguing with me is going to be a fucking difficult experience if you're not up to speed. So, what's up, squirrel? Yeah, no chipmunks. They got the big bushy squirrels, but I haven't seen a chipmunk. The chipmunks like hibernate early. They close in for the winter early. They were fat last I saw them. Chunky little boys. That was great. They hid so many sunflower seeds. I would see the chipmunks raid the sunflower seeds first, and they would have freaking huge cheeks full running off to their den. Where are they gonna hide it? Get some secret hole. They do false walls. Yeah, chipmunks. They'll do a. I haven't explored chipmunk dens. I've just heard about it, but allegedly they'll lock themselves in a chamber and then close the door. So nobody. It just looks like a wall of mud. It's a fake wall and there's a room behind it. That's what you gotta do. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. So I took that actually, like chipmunks can breathe their own air. And I locked all my doors and my windows and I would sleep in my own air all night and wake up feeling great. I'm not like gasping for air. I'm not dying from freaking, yeah, it's that whole like aerate your thing. I'm calling suspicious. If they lied about Jesus to circumcise you, would they lie to you about the carbon oxygen exchange? Would they lie to you about other things just out in the open, right? And they all believe it because there was a science classroom about it, you know? So, yeah. I get hated on by a lot of people when they hear me doubt science, but doubting science is wise based on who is the scientist, because it's like a part of evaluating information scientifically is evaluating the source. And if the source is a known liar and a hoaxer, yeah, I don't need a reason to doubt science. I can just doubt it. I can doubt science based on who the author is, you know. Might it be true? Might it not be true? My point is I can't know. It's not like I'm doubting it because the Bible's better. I'm doubting it because it's the same motherfucker who wrote the Bible, you know? It's got slightly different costume on. It's the same BS. So, yeah. Yeah, time is going by. Well, soon I'm gonna probably wrap this up. And, yeah, I covered the games I'm playing. I do like Tears of the Kingdom. Thought it was pretty good. Oh yeah, that's the other one, Hyrule Warriors. I'm not gonna play Hyrule Warriors because it's $60 for 30 hours of content. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to do that. You know, I like the engineering in Tears of the Kingdom. I just figured out how to expand my batteries. Yeah, there's 2 places on the whole map that'll increase your battery count. And I just missed it. I missed that. I didn't hear it. I was doing everything in that game on 1 battery. Like, oh, this sucks. And now I have like, I don't know. I think it's like 6 batteries, almost 7 batteries, and it's like, oh yeah, I can fly anywhere now. So I ran into one Lionel and he killed the fuck out of me. He murdered me. I ran into a Lionel underground. Whoo! The dragon is scary. There's a big old vicious dragon. Yeah, that thing hurts. The thing hurts. The reason I haven't fought the Lionels and the dragons is I just don't have enough arrows. I'm usually around like 30, 40 arrows. I milk them. When I see a bunch of Bokobos, I'll like run around at arrow range and I'll pick their arrows up off the ground to save. I always bust the boxes because the big square boxes that are like Link size, always have arrows in them for some reason. I've never found anything else in them but arrows. Like, why even put those? Right, so yeah, I like the construct because he can break everything in one hit and it doesn't go flying, which is really useful. So yeah. Oh yeah, the other tunic I got is I got the Clothes of the Deep. Yeah, I got the Clothes of the Deep. Almost completed. The Dark Tunic almost completed. So the big problem is going to be going to the fairy, the Great Fairy, to get her to give me upgrades. This shit's expensive. Upgrades, those the upgrades and the stuff for your house. It's like y'all think I'm made of money. They want you to farm. Like, there's no way you can just earn money playing the game and then come out with enough to like buy a nice house, buy nice clothes, right? You wanna buy the Sheikah gear and the fireproof gear. Yo, you're gonna be spending some money. That shit is expensive. So forget your house. You gotta farm the dragons is what you have to do. You have to like figure out where the dragons are and accost them. Go from dragon to dragon. So yeah, you can only take 1 piece off of them every 10 minutes. That dude built that flying gear. Yeah, this dude built this cage for the dragon's head, so it's like he can ride the dragon because his ship sits on its face. So that's getting smarter. You wait the 10 minutes, farm it again. That's 6 dragon parts an hour. That's only barely 2,000 rupees. And you need like 3,300 for the fire set. The fireproof set alone is 3,300, let alone like, it's just so much farming. Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. You can play it simple. But it's gonna be expensive. Yeah, because I could fight Ganon right now. I've got the quest for it. Last quest in the game, destroy Ganon. But I'm just gonna like wait on it because I want to farm. I might destroy Ganon right before the next game comes out, or before when Hyrule Warriors goes on sale. But yeah, my data is doing good. I bought an Express SD card for over $100. and I'm not even halfway full on it. I've got so many games on this SD card, and I'm not even halfway full. And so my main Switch's memory is empty, not a thing on it. So, yeah, I might buy Final Fantasy X today. I might buy Final Fantasy X today. 10 and 10-2 to play. Yeah. See, I don't like 9's combat system because, like, it's real time. Like, you don't have time on the menu to think. You've got to make a decision because the enemies are getting turns. I hate that. I don't know why they're like, this will be fun. It's not fun. I've got to, like, memorize my people's moves so I can hit them immediately. Yeah, 9 is really good for the art and, like, the story. It's cute. It's really Disney-esque. But it's like, it's really bad for the combat, and the graphics are horrible. Yeah, that old, like, PS1, PS2. It might be PS2. It's old era stuff. It's not even widescreen. You know, it's got the letterbox cut off. So, yeah. But Triangle Strategy. Oh, I've played the game for 4 hours. I've only done 2 battles. Yeah, I've played Triangle Strategy for 4 hours. I've only done 2 battles. It's like, really. The people reviewing it positively said you'll have to wait about a half hour between battles. They lied. They lied. If they're your fan, they will lie for you. Yeah, absolutely. They like you. Oh, they'll look past every sin. They'll tell a story in your honor. So, Adam Sandler. Yeah, I saw that. It's like going to the Veterans Court. I had heard stories from people who'd played basketball with Adam Sandler. It's like I was playing basketball and suddenly Adam Sandler shows up, and I'm like, the fuck, no way. It's cool though. Apparently that was real. I think his movies suck. No offense, Adam. Like, they're just not funny. They're not funny. Waterboy was kind of. I mean, what's the joke in Waterboy? Bobby Booth never go full retard. Um, I thought Click was good. Click had a lot of meaning. Like, I don't know what it is. Like Billy Madison. It's not a funny movie. The fuck you talking about? You have to already be laughing to find it funny. It might be funny for like high people who think it's already hilarious, and it's like, that's fine. But yeah, I liked Click. I thought Click was a great movie. It was really like emotional and deep and sentimental. Yeah. Rum makes me sick. I was thinking of that time my friend's family let me drink when I was a kid. They let me get drunk. And they had a margarita pond. And it was filled with rum. And I was shitting liquid. Yeah, if I have rum, my skin will turn colors. It will. Like, I'll change colors. I'm allergic to coconut. I'm that white that I'm allergic to coconut. I can't do coconut. And yeah, it was just like liquid spray, liquid out my butt, and I'm like, nothing else does that. I like wine. It's been a year since I drank. I think I'm gonna go a few more, because like the problem with me getting drunk is I just want to get drunk all the time. As soon as I start drinking, it's like drink more and more, drink till you pass out, and then drink again. And that's like so much trash with cans and bottles, and it's like, yeah, it's just better to not do it. And then you save all that money. You know, it's like week by week, month by month, not drinking is saving money. So it's nice. So yeah. No, Arizona has great protections for you against lawsuits. Yeah, you can keep $450,000 of your personal property. Yeah, it's like, yeah. So you own a home that's worth $300,000, can't be sued. Can't be sued out of your home. No, that's so yeah, and you can have $5,000 in your bank account per bank account. So it's like, yeah, if you have to like move money, you can put it in other bank accounts, and then they technically have to like leave it alone. Yeah, Prop 209 was like the best thing that ever happened. It's the most generous of any state. Yeah, Arizona has like literally the best property protections from getting sued of any state in the US. Like really amazing. So I write the senator, and I write our senators and our governor and our mayor on Facebook. I write them all the time with like my ideas and recommendations. They started taking back rental properties. Remember, I got in that fight in Arizona with a rental property. Turns out the state is taking over the rental properties again because they were considered it like unfair housing practices, that you're not allowed to own the living spaces, so you can charge people for the right to have a home, right? Renting is homelessness. Renting is homelessness. If you're renting, you're homeless. You don't have a home. Yeah. So the goal isn't more rentals. When you're talking about addressing homelessness, we're not talking about putting people in rentals. We're talking about providing the actual land and space for people to have a home, which there's a lot around here. Yeah, this area, like North Arizona, everywhere from east to west of North Arizona is pretty fucking empty. Yeah, there's not a lot. Just like East Oregon. East Oregon is empty AF. East Oregon is empty AF. Man, it was a long time ago I was in East Oregon. Yeah, I was in there around June. I was in East Oregon in June. And it's November, middle of November now. And yeah, some of those days I felt like would never end. But I'm in a way better spot now. I've got major work done on the car. I've got all my crystals. Yeah, I was just getting started. When I was in Eastern Oregon, I was just looking into buying amethyst bracelets, and now I've got like the full set. I've completely decked myself out, and all for like protection. So I think that's been helping my emotions over time. Yeah, that's what these crystals are supposed to do. Is they're supposed to help with like emotional healing. And I've been having like good dreams and healing experiences that are like bringing peace to like open wound problems, And definitely my path for healing with circumcision is like public protest, helping future boys. And fuck you, bird. I know helping boys is a bad idea. Like, the creator's vision of war is the boys to just betray and fight each other bitterly the whole time. But you're never going to have a place to live if you do that. You're not going to have a nice life as a boy if all the other boys are cursed to you. Yeah, you might win for a bit, but eventually it's going to come back to bite you. So yeah, boys hate boys, though. Like how these squirrels or these blue jays turf fucking hate each other. They hate each other. Don't look at the same girls I like. Don't you be over here flexing your stuff where little ballerina can see you. I'm gonna freaking get mad. Right? They do that. Like, all those politicians were like, oh, we love Israel, circumcision's great, while they're going to hang out on private islands with little girls. Like, come on. He gets in his heart, oh, I just want to know Lolita. Well, Lolita was going to have a boyfriend back home, but you cut his willy off, so now he's traumatized. And so, yeah, now Lolita's a virgin, and they like got him, right? It really is a problem with man. It's like he exists from breeding. And so you put aside everything for just make another baby. Just do it. Just do it, right? Don't care about her. Don't care about other boys. It's all about you, right? And we're that way because that's what got here. We made that shit happen. So, yeah, as much as I hate being circumcised, I totally get why they did it. I get why they did it, who it benefited. It sucks to come from 300 million years of something. It sucks to, like, that's the most sensitive organ in your body because it's the transpersonal body. It's the transpersonal hardware. And so that, like, that feels more transcendent to your own self, and you also think transcendently to your own self with that part. So yeah, that's what the government attacked. Yeah, the real government. The government tells you what to do, right? It's not. I'm not talking about local government. I'm talking about the real winners of Earth, the people who use humanity. Yeah, the real government. So, but anyway, yeah, blah blah blah. What's the time? Whew. It's been a little bit of time. How much more time do we have? We got too much time to go into town now. Yeah, so we're gonna have nothing to do. Yeah, we need to blow like another hour or so. Yep. No, it's cold. It would be good to get the car running and get the heater going. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah. I like wearing this, but I'm not gonna wear it outside. It's just too nice. It's too nice of a blanket to like walk around with it. Yeah. See, I wish my parents had land, and I wish it was like, oh yeah, you can just build your house on our land. We're gonna partition this off. This will be we'll do the work in the summers to clear it all out and do the foundation, and we'll build you a little home. That'd be amazing. Instead, my dad was on a mortgage, which he's since sold. Mort death, and then gauging your death. So a mortgage, you have to, yeah, until you get who the ruling class is, that they just own everything and live for free. Giving you a mortgage is very funny. It's a joke you don't get, like how bless is be less. Yeah, you don't understand how bless is be less, but they just put it in your face as a joke, and you don't get it. So yeah, Christopher is an embarrassing name. Yeah. No, I kind of like seeing those like documentaries about like Japan's car homeless. You know, they don't own a home; they just live in their car. Japan actually has traveler circles. I've asked for that stuff, right? It's like you don't got to pay a fee. It's like a park for people who just want to park, and they've got water, right? You can park your vehicle in like a park, and then you got access to water and stuff, and it's nice. It hasn't been trashified like fucking Americans do. I don't think it's Native Americans who do it. I think it's like you know, foreigners or the children of, no offense, slaves, or people who hate us who trash that shit up, you know. Mexican The problem with Mexicans is that they think this place is still Mexico, is that the results of the Mexican American War have not been accepted, and they have a dream of transforming it back into Mexico. So while it's American run, they just sort of like, you. Right. So it's like, that's why it's trashed. So it's like, yeah, you won the war, but they're still gonna take a battle here and there. So yeah. Yeah, I was way bad too when I was still coming to circumcision. I was still like saying God, and I was still believing in God, and it was like right on the precipice of me realizing circumcision was the problem. I got way into vandalism of anything representing authority. Like I was just destroying everything, and I would make it public too. I'd get out of my car and like flip off cameras or whatever. Like, I think they just let it go. It's been years. It's been years. I think they just understood what I was mad about. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah. But yeah, after I like came to it was God and circumcision, I kind of like I stopped punishing the people around me and I started like focusing on who the real issue was. So, but yeah, the problem was is I was hurt deeply and I was still believing the lie, God, right? I was still believing the bullshit, and that's where like really like fucking tough feelings were coming out from that, and it got better when I abandoned God. Yeah, it got better when I dropped God, because God's a lie to cut kids' dicks off because they like girls. That's the truth, and the Creator Himself didn't care enough to stop it. The Creator Himself does not give a shit what happens to us. Absolute rude idiot. You know, He wants to know if we noticed how big the universe is. He doesn't actually care if like we have nice lives. It doesn't matter to Him. So yeah, no free praises for the shit God. The shit God will get praises when He makes something nice. As long as it's bad, it's oh, I don't care. So, yeah. But yeah, nah, I gotta move from here soon. It's getting cold. It's getting cold. So I'm glad I was warm last night, but the wind was whipping. Yeah, this car has better wind stability. I had a Nissan Xterra that had bad wind stability. That thing would like rock. This one's a lot better. It doesn't buff in the wind as much. It's just surprising because it's a lot taller. Maybe that's why, right? They like knew this thing would have wind problems, so they took care of it. Um, yeah, just yapping on. I got nothing to do for a few hours, so yeah, right. It's like, do you want to play The Witcher 3? I'd rather just yap and do nothing. I just don't like The Witcher, dude. I don't like the gameplay. I don't really like, the world is really bad. Uh, I guess the light in the trees are pretty cool. The world design is really good. But yeah, it's just like not fun. I actually like Link's combat system better, yeah. Fighting the Bokobos. At least it's easier. There's fewer like confusions about what stuff does. Only doing quests gives you experience, so you can't just like go farming monsters. You have to find a quest. I don't know why I use this knife. I've got a couple knives, and this is always my go-to. It's like for opening packages or whatever. Yeah, I like this one. I would kind of prefer a knife with a big handle, and then like it doesn't have to be a huge blade. It can be like this kind of. Used to have magnets on the back, but that shit fucking broke. It was cool when it was just on the steel. Yeah, I guess I'm just yapping right now. See, I don't want to go early because I'm just going to be sitting in the parking lot freaking waiting. And if I have to wait till the afternoon to pick up my stuff, then I have all day tomorrow to do errands. So, yeah. Hope I get the ground floor today. I've always had the ground floor except for once. So hope it's the ground floor again. That'd be nice. So, yeah. Yeah, Forestry rolled by and I haven't seen him come out. I wonder if he's still down there, if they're doing a project. Who knows? Forestry and lumber work together. Yeah. Oh, we need to take it over for preservation and safety. Oh, is that what it was? Right? They were pretending. Yeah, when they took over the land and then said it was for conservation, that was just like just say something that they can't disagree with, right? Say something agreeable instead of the truth. You're going to heaven with Jesus. Now we need to cut your dick off so the girls are pure. Fucking sucks. Yeah. That's why they ban like suicide chemicals, is because they know half of you would do it. If they gave you a pill, you'll painlessly just die. Most of them would take that shit. And then their workforce will disappear. All the slaves they were planning on riding on are gonna be gone. So they're like, know that. I know I ruined your life and I know it sucks, but you need to get another job, please. You know, it's awful. All those politicians are bribed. Bernie Sanders owns mansions and supports circumcision. All of those politicians live for free as rich people and then, support like the cutting of youth. Oh, yeah. We'll make sure they're all enslaved, Mr. Real Government. No problem. As long as me and my family look popular and I have a nice house, I'll do anything to the rest of them. So, yeah. No, the rich get bribed, right? Like a lot of them support circumcision. A lot of people are made funnier and more famous than they really are because they support the cutting of boys. Yeah. So, which is something that they won't say. And it's something that every time I say it goes to crickets, right? When I say that online, it's like nobody's ever, or they'll say nothing and then be like, "You're crazy." And I'm like, "Oh, it's sad." No, but my life got better when I gave up. Yeah, my life got better when I gave up hope. It's the hope that's like the toxic, because they talk you into it. It's like, oh, but just because they know if you're hopeless, you won't try. And so they need you to be like, oh, I'll strive another day. Then they got you. It'd be like telling the fish, don't bite. You know, some of these worms are hooks. They'd never say that. They're like, oh yeah, this is the magic worm. This is the worm that'll really do it. Gotcha. So, are you going to do all the work? Are all the girls yours? You know, there's people long before I got here who said no and yes. No, I'm not doing any work. And yes, all the girls are mine. You know, and it's the real government. So, um, sucks. It's it's a situation of such gross dishonesty that I don't owe it anything but condemnation. I don't owe it my best effort. I can easily just say like, don't care. You owe me. So it's like, do I want to win a lawsuit about the grave nature of circumcision and the wounds it does to people's bodies, or do I just want to find the government and cut their dicks off? It's B. I would take A if I thought it was possible, but I know B is the only option. So, yeah. Anyway, good old Yep. Yeah, I realized I wasn't able to contact like real people online about this, so I started stamping money instead. So, everybody likes money. Yeah, what time is it? Oh, it's getting to be the good time. It's getting to be close. It's getting to be close. My mission is almost accomplished. Yeah. So we'll give it till probably about the 2 hour mark and then call it quits. Yeah, I do a lot of my days when I'm waiting just with like a good video vlog. I'd rather give you more info than not. Now, obviously, if the government wins, I'll just be deleted. I'll never be a historical person because they pick the historical people because of their like message, right? The government vets people and they pick historical people who are like advantageous to them, right? Like the famous authors, famous singers, famous scientists, famous artists. They're actually selected on criteria that is more or less obscured. People don't understand exactly what they're going for because it's like you don't know what they're going for until you know what the lie is. What is the lie about and why? And that's where you figure out who they really are, right? It's yeah. It's gonna be a good night. Gonna have a heater. And I'm gonna have a hot shower, and it's gonna be the last day I'll have in the gold. Yeah. Gonna pick up my new battery. It's over 50,000 milliamp hours. So it's like the Switch 2 battery is 5,000. So yeah, it's like 10 times the size. It's really probably only functionally like 8 or 9 times the size, but it's like yeah, it's like 10 times the size. So better than running off all my other batteries. Yeah, it's gonna be quite the king. Especially running a low power game. Yeah, I can go all week with just that battery. The Switch uses less power if it's unplugged, so it's like it goes into battery save mode when it's just on the battery. So yeah, the secret's gonna be like game till it's empty, plug it in and let it recharge while it's off, and then game again while it's unplugged. So I can take the sides off and like put the screen on my dash or whatever. I just haven't done that. I have to like develop a system of doing that, like a good mount, so I can just use the controllers separate. I could do that. It'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that might be actually pretty dope to have like the controllers at my side, using it just like free-handed. Yeah, it might be kind of fun. I'll probably give that a try. Build a screen holder in my steering wheel so I can do that. Yeah. It's not bad. $500 or $600 for like a premium console experience on the go. Yeah, it's not bad. Don't need to be online for most of them. That's the nice thing about the Switch. There's like not one game I've looked at that requires you to be online. It's like you can do it offline. Download it and then go someplace without internet and play. So, I mean, of course the dream is to make games, and of course I'm like evaluating like how does it talk to me? Is it fun? What's it about? It's kind of like books were a big deal for my grandpa. Books were a huge deal for my grandpa. My dad had movies. He liked movies. I had games. It's like I understood early the game was going to be the future. That it's like until you can put that shit directly in your head, which I don't know if you necessarily want to do that. So yeah, wires in the brain. See, man, I hate Elon Musk because you have a lot of people who are actually able to control their robotics from the outside. They don't require a wire in the brain. And so this idea that you're putting wires in the brain to do it is like really bad. You're just going to torture people and it's going to all sorts of weird complications. Get the brain plug. Yeah, I don't trust Elon Musk. He hasn't come up with unique technology, and all of his stuff kind of sucks. And he's bred too much. He doesn't know he's the slave class. he thinks he's the only like human race on Earth. He has no idea that he's making like 30 children. He's a fucking fraud. And these people are wired to listen to breeders because they like have the right hormones. They're like, wow, they're really doing something. And it's like all bullshit. So I used to not say people are stupid, but now I think people are stupid. I've just lived long enough and seen enough. I'm not criticizing the people who made the switch. I don't think they're stupid at all. But I also know that they're not online on social media contradicting my opinions. You know, they're probably all bots. Yeah, the people online who contradict my opinions are probably machine intelligence just sent to thwart me, laugh at him until he stops, that sort of thing. So, yeah. Nah, this is a pretty good time right now. It's getting into the perfect hour where if I go in, I'm gonna get everything I need done. I'll still have to wait around a long time. Yeah. We'll do all our big chores tomorrow while we're waiting on our product to get to us. New battery. Yeah, I'm just so intimidated with like the cloudy season. I'm like, I can't use the solar panel at all. I need a super battery to get me through the week. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. It's not too big. It's designed exactly for like what I'm using it for. So, yeah. But yeah, I got to move on. If I want cheaper living, I got to go to New Mexico. Gotta go to New Mexico. I was thinking about staying in Arizona until I get my vehicle registration done and then go to New Mexico. It's going to be nice in the middle of the winter for the real deserty areas. Yeah. The areas that are usually verboten because they're too hot are going to be suddenly awesome. All right. Really, really, really good. So the only bad side is that there's like sometimes the internet's hard to find and there's no trees to hide you. Those trees really do help obscure your presence. So if you're like, it's just easier to stay safe if nobody knows you're there. It is. Like, people get robbed in big public areas where everyone is. People don't get robbed in, like, out in the boonies where only people with guns are. Nobody goes out to the woods to look for people because they're not there. Or if they are, they're armed. You know? Yeah. Predators go to where people are because it's easier. They do it right out in the open. If you're by yourself and hidden, no one knows where you are. Yeah, it's invisible. So yeah, it's getting cold though. It was snowing yesterday and I'm almost wintered out. Almost wintered out. They won't close up until it's got like a few feet of snow. The snow has to stick and then they'll close up because the people just get stuck. People, you could have people, I mean, really, you would need like four-wheel drive and a winch. If you've got four-wheel drive and a winch, you could probably survive the snow, but be careful. You know, you got two-wheel drive, no winch, oh, you're fucked. That's gonna suck. Yeah, you need to have a chunky monster to get through that stuff. And even you could have it where there's like a rock hidden in the snow, right? You don't see the ditches and the divots and all that crap. So, yeah. Nah, I would love a good lifted 350 van. Yeah, that would be amazing. I'm going to hold on to this one until it's dead, which may be many years, hopefully. But eventually, yeah, totally blacked out, right? No windows, van. And then insulate the inside. Yeah, insulate it pretty good. Insulate it, put solar panels. Yeah, I'm thinking just Mylar blankets and magnets, like do a coat and then leave it like stuck up there. I wonder if that would work. Would that raise the ambient temperature sitting in like a Mylar cocoon? Would that do it? That'd be the cheapest. That'd be like, plus the magnets, that'd be like a $40 insulation job. That would be pretty good. So yeah, I've done it before where I like made a fire and I was afraid of my car freezing, so I drove the front of my car over the coals. Keep my car warm all night. Yeah, charcoal lighter. You want to have a fire in the cold? Charcoal lighter. All right, what's this time at? It's getting there. Still a bit way too early. I'm not going to go pick up my mail 2 days in a row. I'll just go tomorrow. I don't have that much to shop for. It's only going to take me it'll take me at most like 30 minutes to drive into town, and then it'll take me like another 30 minutes tops to go shopping. So I'm still looking at sitting around in the fucking parking lot for a goddamn hour. Yeah. If I wait for the video to upload, though, then that would be perfect. Yeah. I find myself not drinking water at night so I don't have to pee. Yeah, I'm thirsty, but if I drink water, I'll have to pee. I'll just go without it. And it works. Yeah, I wake up and I barely have to pee. No bladder. So, yeah, but we're going to have good food tonight. Yeah, I'm going to order some good delivery. Gonna look, see who's got the best. Yeah, food's expensive, it's like when I go to town, I'll barely I almost didn't get this battery. I bought this battery for $40, right? I almost didn't get it. And $40 is like a lot less than what I spend on food, right? And it's gonna last me for months and months, hopefully. So yeah. No, after a few years, after these like 2 years go by from my last apartment, after the like period of damages has come and gone, then I'm gonna start putting more of my money in stocks, because it's like I don't want to put my money anywhere they can take it. So yeah, those bastards put me on one of the biggest tirades I've ever been on. They're the ones who got me to start stamping the money and throwing it around town. That shit pissed me off. So yeah. But yeah, once those 2 years are up from like I have less than a year left. So I've got like 6 months left. Once that's done, I'll start putting my money in stocks, because it's like the money I'm saving. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm past the legal what do you call it? Statute of limitations, right? They got 2 years for that. And if they let it go and there's nothing else, which there has been, they've let it go. I've gone and checked like all the I checked all the legal databases online and I didn't find anything new. They haven't done shit. So yeah, the statute of limitations is up in a few months. They basically think, which is true, that I'm judgment proof, that you could get a judgment against me, you're not going to get $1. But if I take my money and I start putting it in stocks, now that money is vulnerable. So yeah, I'm just going to wait until the statute's over. No, they were evil. They were scammers. They literally attacked me because they saw that they thought I was like a rich victim, right? Just like how rich people get sued all the time, like superfluous lawsuits looking for money. That happened to me. And it was because they thought I was rich and famous. And since I explained the situation and like proved it, they've like not done anything or dropped it. But they were fucking scammers. So, but yeah, they pissed me off. I was like, really? Default judgments? I didn't even know what that was. Now I know what a default judgment is. A default judgment is where you fail to tell the plaintiff they're being sued, and they get you fail to tell the defendant they're being sued, and you get a judgment. And what it was found is, I looked into it legally, and it's like, yeah, if the defendant doesn't show up, they always blame the defendant. They say it's the defendant's problem, right? And some states have better service laws. Like some states, the sheriff has to physically serve you, so they'll give the documents to the sheriff, and the sheriff has to find you and give it to you. And not so in my state. In my state, they can just like mail it to an old address. That's absolutely the truth. They can mail news you're being sued to an old address and then get a default judgment, right? Because you were properly served, right? So it's super scammy. So as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, fuck you. But yeah, it is. It's like, yeah, they're gonna not be able to take shit. So yeah, I would like to start buying some stocks and like invest in the future, but it's just like, I'm not taking my money out of any secured account, you know. I guess maybe I could like set up a trust. Yeah. That'd be interesting, set up a trust. But yeah, once that statute of limitations is gone, if they haven't freaking moved on it, which I hope they haven't, then it's like, yeah, I'll start investing. Fucking thieves. They were mega thieves. Actually, the street I was on is one of the most dangerous in my state. Yeah, it's like for like crime. So they were just like, they were scammers. And I refused to pay them a penny. And if I'm not willing to fight legally, like, I hate the law because the law circumcised me. The law are the pedophiles in my mind. You know, it's like a myth that you have to obey words or else. They made that up. And so, yeah. But yeah, once that statute of limitations is cleared, which it will soon, it'll be over before I know it. Yeah, I'll go back to like investing, put my money in other accounts. Fuck them. I don't like, I've cleared when I was a landlord, I gave my tenants security deposits back. When I've actually owed people money, I paid them back. You're scamming me, I'm not paying you a penny. You did something really unfair and unjust and lied, I'm not giving you shit, you know. So anytime I've actually owed somebody, yeah, I paid it back. Yeah, I paid it back without complaint, you know. But yeah, I don't owe you anything. Nah. Fucking their lawyers' legal fees are fucking ridiculous. Just name a number, name a magic number you want, any number. That's what you charge. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm not paying you shit. So, but that's the good news, is the amount of money they want is over the small claims court, so it has to go to the big boy court, and the big boy court, is a lot. They can't do a default judgment. Yeah, the big boy court, the amount of money they want is over like the small claims court, so they have to go to big boy court. And big boy court does not play those games, so it probably won't happen. I just don't know it. I just have to wait. But yeah, they're the people that got me on the back of the scooter with stamped money, throwing it around town every night. Right, I've thrown thousands of leaflets, thousands. So yeah, a lot. Each band I had was over 100, and I've easily done 100 bands. So yeah, it's like a lot. I've used to do it every day, where I'd stamp until I was through 100 band, and then I'd go out that night and I'd leave them everywhere. So yeah, I did runs. Oh yeah. I went to like, I would go before events, and I would leave them all over the event. Like in the morning I'd get there, and I would hide them everywhere. Yeah. I would go through neighborhoods. Halloween. Oh, I hit a gigantic Halloween and Christmas parties. Yeah, I hit 2 gigantic parties for Halloween and Christmas. Yeah. Like really big parties. Yeah, I hit those, and I had massive stack, and I gave them all out. So people know what it says. Never heard shit about it ever on the media. Media won't say shit about that. So yeah. No, it was. I was like, is that the way it is? Oh, that's the way it is. The people who were scamming me were talking about God, right? They were all like, oh, God this, God that. And I was like, oh, yeah. No scammers. They do that online. It's like, you ever been blessed before? All those people who are like, you ever been financially blessed before? They are not going to give you money. They want money. That's absolutely like what they do is like, look, I just sent you $10,000, but you have to pay the $45 processing fee to get it. And that's the ringer, is that the $45 processing fee is fucking fake, and they're just taking the money. Yeah, they're never gonna, $10,000 will never arrive in your account, right? So, but that's the God people. You ever been blessed before? Oh, we got some financial blessings for you. So yeah, nah. I hope when they realized I was judgment proof, I hope they let it go. I think they did. We'll know after the course of a year what really happened. But yeah, those bastards not paying you shit. So, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna, because they wanted a lot of money, right? And it's like, which all unworthy, all unwarranted, and yeah, you could maybe pull that off in a small claims court, but that's more than the small claims court handles. So you're not gonna get shit. You're gonna have to go to big boy court, and they're gonna have a different standard of service and proof. So they're basically gonna lose. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not paying them shit. I ain't paying them a penny. If I genuinely owe you money, yes, I'll pay you back. Always have. I got like an 800 credit score, right? I've got an 800 credit score. I've got good relationships with my past tenants, all that stuff. I feel like you're scamming me? No. I know you want it. Not going to break. No. Um, I give money to homeless people. I give money to the poor. I'm not like stingy. It's just like, if I feel like it's not legit, I'm not going to give you shit. I'm fucking sorry. Better luck next guy. Then I hope the next one you scam is a little easier. Yeah. They're way trash. The lawyer they got, actually, I did research on him and his family. He comes from a family of lawyers, and they were evicting people during the corona. Yeah. His family gained like nationwide attention for being a dirty evictor of people during coronavirus when they couldn't work and they had to stay home. Yeah. They were just kicking them out. So, real douchebag, even when it was illegal. They were doing it when it was illegal. You know what I mean? Like, really, like, kind of dirty. But yeah, fortunately, my my banking system is owned by people better than they are, and there's no reason under the sun they would ever release any of my funds to them. Now, if I put it in a online stock, I don't know. So yeah, it'd be nice to take all this like alcohol money and energy drink money. I was drinking 3-4 energy drinks a day. I was drinking booze every day. I was smoking weed every day. It gets expensive. That gets expensive. And now I don't do any of that. Now I don't even like eat out or drive around often. I stay out in the woods longer. I cook my own food with fire. Yeah, I'm saving a lot more money, but I'm not saving that to share with scammers. Sorry. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna put that in like a good account for me later after the danger is past. I ain't paying them shit. No, they find old people like that. Like there's old people who have stacks of cash in the walls, right? They take money and they hide it in the walls. And it's not necessarily because they're doing something illegal. It's because there was like a legal judgment where if they had the money in their bank account or whatever, invisible property, it could get stolen, right? Someone could come by and claim it. So they're like, yeah, fuck you. I actually owe you, no problem. I'll pay you back. Always have. I'm debt free because I always handled that. But like, you're just trying some fast shit and you think I'll break? Nope. Stubborn as hell. I ain't breaking. I ain't gonna break. You're gonna. I don't care how long it takes. I will wait you out. Never ever gonna just be like, okay. Nah. No, yeah, they're really dirty. They like what they do is they make you sign a lease and then they kick you out for some silly reason and then charge you for the whole lease period. Now, here's the secret with them doing that. They can't re-rent out the room. If they should try to re-rent out the room, and if they re-rent out the room, they can't ask for anything more than the point they rented it next, which as far as I know was within like a month, right? Was within a couple weeks. They were renting it out again. So they technically can't do that, but they did. They wanted. It says right here, you promised to pay the whole lease, and it's like a scam, right? They like did it on purpose. They know it's gonna trap you, and yeah, I'm not gonna pay them shit. No, they got caught for kicking out pregnant people. Yeah, they got sued, and the plaintiffs won because they had forced people to leave for being pregnant, right? So yeah, they took one look at me and they're like, as soon as they realized I had money, yeah, I had ordered a whole apartment full of stuff to my room, and as soon as it wasn't friendly. I was like moving these boxes, and I was like, they're not smiling at me. They're looking like they're looking for a problem, and it was like within a week they had given me a notice that you got to leave, and then I found out later that they had gone to court after I was gone and gotten a default judgment, and then they sent me a letter asking for a ton of money. They're like, and all these things that weren't even true, like missing doors, not true, missing that, not true, like all this shit. And so it's like there's something called judgment proof. Judgment. If I had assets, you could go and take them, but I'm technically judgment proof. Due to my state's laws, I don't have anything that could be taken in a lawsuit. So you can get a lawsuit, but just coming out of pocket. And when I explained that, they got quiet. They were like, "Oh, I ain't gonna pay him shit." Yeah, my bank used to not say where my money came from, but all of a sudden last year it was like, why? This used to just be a number code. It used to never say exactly what it was, and all of a sudden it started saying it. And then I was like looking into it, and it's like, yeah, they tried to get a fucking writ of garnishment against me, and my bank said no, thankfully. Yeah, yeah. That's the plan. Is that you find someone with money, you scam them, and then you get a default judgment, and then you go and take money out of their account. And my account said no. So I got all this together and I wrote the what do you call it? I sent a big packet to the there's some like legal fund in the U.S. and they said that they're assimilating other such claims about that group. So they've apparently heard about it, and I'm like one of the people they've wronged, and they're getting a case together allegedly. So yeah. No, I was going to be a great tenant. They definitely didn't ask me or bring up any of the problems they had with me. They just like ambushed with me at all at once, and they're like, "Now you have to go." And so I did leave. I had an apartment that day. I had a better one that day. Yeah, this one I was at was on the second floor, and it was kind of like a noisy, shitty area. The next one I got was on the ground floor with the backyard, cheaper. Yeah, it was on the ground floor with the backyard, cheaper, and I didn't have to deal with any like silly apartment stuff. And yeah, so no, they've got it was like, yeah, they're total scammers. They're total scammers. That side of town and who they were, yeah, they just like they saw a rich guy because I had filled an apartment like overnight, had a mass amount of boxes that come through, which isn't illegal. And then they had like a strategic issue with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, they can say you violated your lease, and then they can go and like try to get you to cover the contract, right? So unfortunate. Yeah, fuck, I'm not paying you shit. It's not like we really had like a good agreement. Like, it's not like I really did something wrong. They just like wanted to do that. Yeah, but she was the god freak. Yeah, she was just like, she asked me to lunch, and then I said no, and then she got really mad and put like a fucking "move your car or else" sticker on my car, which was unjust. I didn't have to move it, but she threatened to tow it, and I was just like, yeah, it was shitty. But yeah, the place I went to after that was a lot better. Was a lot better. The place, not only did the place I go to after that, not only was it a lot better, but it had access to the loop. The loop is this like bike road that goes all the way through town. It circles town. And this place had an access to the loop really close. And so not only did I have a backyard and more room, backyard, extra bedroom, more room, but I had access to the loop. So it was like, it was disappointing. But yeah, I don't think it's ever going to work. I think like they're going to end up having to go to like big boy court if they want to ever sue me for the full amount. And they're not going to play with like a shitty default judgment. They're gonna have to do like a real service so I can show up, so I can argue my case. They're probably gonna lose or I'll end up winning. So I just hope they drop it. It's annoying. They are annoying. I hope it's like a year has gone by and there's no news and it's just like, all right, they gave up. But yeah, no, I'm not paying them shit. I'm not paying them shit. I actually owe you? Yeah, I'll cover it. Always have. All right. You just think I owe you because it's like expedient for you? No, no, fuck you. You know, so eat my dust. So yeah, but I drove by there a bunch, dropping the leaflets and all that shit, leaving reviews. Yeah. No, it is shady. You got to watch out for that default judgments. Yeah, people can say they served you papers and they didn't. And then they get a default, and it basically, the way the law is that they're always going to blame the defendant. They're always going to say that, yeah, it's like, so that's one of the reasons I think my state has like high personal property protections, is that they can do a default judgment, but $450,000 of your home is protected. You can have $5,000 per bank account, which is a lot more than some states. Some states, they only protect like $300. Yeah, some states protect the last $300 in your bank account only. My state protects $5,000 per account, so you can have multiple accounts. I looked that up. Yeah, that's one of the ways you can get around it, is just keep putting your money in new accounts. So, yeah, some places they can take a car if it's over a certain amount, but here it's like, your car is protected up to like $25,000 worth of equity, which is, there's no normal car you can get that you can pay off that'd be worth that much in equity. If you get a $60,000 car and pay it off with a loan, yeah, it's going to be in equity, probably like $10,000 to $20,000 by the time you're done paying that off. So yeah, equity means like actual value you've paid into it. So yeah, if you get something leased, that is low equity. So yeah, I used to not care about this, but it got me into it. But one of the good things about me caring about that subject is I write politicians, and so I'm like, this shit is stupid. I fucking hate that. And apparently it's worked. Yeah. Recently they said they're taking control of all the like apartment rentals and blaming them for the housing crisis. They're blaming the rentals for the housing crisis. Yeah, which is accurate. It is accurate. Yeah. People buy houses and buy land to rent for profit. So, yeah. Super unfair. So, fortunately, it's like, yeah, they're getting in trouble. So, yeah, that lawyer that did the lawsuit for them, he's exactly this douchebag whose family was kicking out people during COVID. Yeah, when COVID was happening, he was evicting people even though they technically had national legal protections. So, yeah, he comes from a family of lawyers. His brother is a lawyer. His dad's a lawyer. They're just like the parasites. They'll never understand someone like me as like only slaves obey words. They'll never understand that, right? They say you have to follow the law, and they literally live as a parasite under the law. They get paid really good for just doing what the words say. So, yeah. Yeah, being judgment proof is a certain category. It means that you don't have anything they can take. 80% of judgment money goes uncollected. People get a judgment and then they're like, all right, now I'm going to get paid. No, the judgment's a piece of paper. You have to make them give over the money, and a lot of them won't. And the legal advice, if you're judgment proof, is don't pay a penny. If you're judgment proof, if you don't have any assets or income that they can take, don't pay them. Yeah. Just let it expire, which it does. It's expensive to like keep renewing it. So make them write you off. But yeah, they can't freaking take me to small claims court over what they're asking. So if they go to big boy court, I'll have a chance to provide like my side of the story, and hopefully get some payback, because that can happen, right? If you wrong someone and sue them, it can come up in court, and they can easily the judge can give a judgment in my honor, right? Where they owe me now, actually. So yeah, using contracts to do that. Oh, fine print. Not everyone will fine print you. Some people use the fine print to protect themselves, but some people do fine print you. Like, oh yeah, you didn't do this. Well, this is actually a huge fee. You agreed. You had a chance to read the contract. They don't care if you signed the contract in 5 minutes. To them, they're like, got him. You signed, right? That's like a devil, right? That's a predator. That's somebody fishing, right? Got him. Fishers of men. So yeah. Now that area is like notoriously bad in town, and yeah, I'm not gonna pay him. They took a month of rent from me. I paid for the beginning of the month, and I was out by 4th of July, and so they took a month of rent from me, and that's all they get. That's all they get. I'm not getting my security deposit, which is a lot. Right? That's a lot together. They're not getting a whole year worth of rent just for them asking me to leave within a week. Yeah, fuck them. But that's what happened is they saw you had money. They saw I had money and they're like, got him. Got him. Like, no. The dude she was with looks so impressed with her. I think she's trans. This would be where it's like fine karma, right? If she had had a sex change because of something I said when I was pro-trans, then I could see why it's like, yeah, she'd be out there to try to rip me off. That'd be fine, but I don't think so. I think that's, yeah, that would be the only type in like karma would be like, that'd be where I owed someone for some inexplicable reason, was like I was promoting trans before she was born and they gave him the cut. And so he hates all men. Looks like a woman hates men. That's like what trans people do, right? Is they hate men. Men are the enemy. Men are the problem. And then they form support groups for wounded women to get to know women, right? And it's like, it's super like, that's what time it is. Wow. Yeah, that's something that's out there. You'll see that male to females who act like men are the problem to get to know women. Super shady, super shady. But it's what they got to do with their time. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, I'm wasting some good time right now. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I'm really encouraged that my last apartment also let me go. My last apartment, the one after that, was like, they're like, well, you owe us this, you owe us that. I'm like, I'm not paying you because you fucking spied on me. And they didn't take it to court. They just like let it go. So yeah. That means they were spying on me. They didn't go to court. That means they could have been caught. Yeah, they just sort of like, leave it alone. So it was so weird. I called her once. She's like, I'm in Florida. I was like, the fuck? Why would you tell me you're in Florida? Yeah, I love being judgment proof. Would you rather be rich or be judgment proof? I'd rather be judgment proof because being rich, people are gonna, oh, he looked at me once. Oh, he sneezed on me once. Oh, this and that, you know. And it's like, you're judgment proof. They're just gonna fucking tear that shit up and go home. What are they gonna do? they're gonna find they can't get shit from you. No, it's true. You become much more likely to have done a major serious crime the richer you are. That's why I totally understand those people who win the lottery anonymously. They win the lottery and they wear a mask and don't reveal their name. Don't let anybody know. They're going to be looking for you. No, it was a time when I was doing winning the lottery manifestations and I was winning a lot of small tickets, and then I just like gave that up and I haven't won any. I'm just like not focused on it. You know what I mean? So I only play like one ticket every couple weeks or whatever. So yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to win the lottery. Yeah. Oh, if I won the lottery, I would take both of those. I'd get a lawyer and go back and sue both those apartments. I wouldn't let them try shit. I'd be like, fuck you. I just don't feel like paying a legal fee. I don't feel like going to a courtroom. I just don't feel like that. I'd much rather just like move on. But I'm sharing it because it's kind of interesting that they do default judgments. They blame the defendant for not showing up. They leave it to the plaintiff to tell the defendant. This is actually the truth. They leave it to the plaintiff, and then the defendant has to prove they weren't told, which is never good enough. I did some research on it. It's almost impossible for you to prove as the defendant that you weren't told, right? And so it's like a real like, gotcha, right? And so these people do that where they just like, they expect to grift money from people, right? They expect to steal money from people for no fucking reason. So it's a type of scam. Default legal judgments. It's like insurance fraud. Yeah. Default legal judgments are like insurance fraud. It's like make a claim over something that's not really real, except instead of targeting an insurance company, you're targeting an individual. So yeah, I wrote the state. I told them what happened, So yeah, they said that it's becoming a case that they'll sue. So that's what's nice, is that humans can't press charges, right? A person can't decide to press charges. The state has to agree a fucking law was broken, right? And so it's like, you can't just press charges on people you don't know. You can give the evidence to the state, but the state has to decide to care. So that's a nice protection, right? Because they say that all the time online, is like, oh, they should press charges. You should press charges. So it doesn't work that way. The state presses charges. You, the person, you can sue them in civil court, and then you have to prove it in civil court, and then you can get a default judgment, right? You could say you told the defendant they didn't show up because they didn't know it was happening, and then you just take them to the bank, got them. But if their bank is protected, if they're judgment proof, if there's nothing you can get, then you've wasted your time and your money, which is what they did. So, but yeah, as annoying as it was to found out and deal with, it impacted a part of the stuff I protest. It impacted my social work on behalf of others. So it's I didn't know that was a problem. Now I personally do know that's a problem. So yeah. No, exactly. It wouldn't surprise me if what's it called? Uber Eats girl who got charged with felonies for filming a guy in his home. It wouldn't surprise me if she was secretly trans, that she was born a boy, became a girl, hates men, that she got wounded mega by society, but it's not his fault. And the reasons she hates boys are delusional and ruined her life, right? It's when you're wounded, when somebody lied to wound you severely, you're going to kind of live the lie like it's real, just so that you don't have to admit how much you're suffering. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the freaking delivery driver girl is a former man. I know women like guys. Women like guys. You're kind of a forward. You put yourself out there as a guy. A lot of girls respond to that great. Fake women hate it. Already offended. They're looking to date women. Men are the enemy, right? And so, yeah, they get mega offended. Trans people are not the friends of guys. Yeah. And there's probably some female victims wrapped up in that, women who aren't trans but hate men, they don't trust them. I get that, but it's been my experience that women love men. Real women love men. Yeah, real women like men a lot. Fake women hate guys. They want to make all the guys the enemy. So yeah, no, that thing that happened with that apartment was a shame, but it's the next one I got was way better. Ground floor, I've got a scooter. I don't want to be carrying a scooter down the stairs every day. And I gave that scooter away for free, by the way. Yeah, it was $1,000 scooter. I gave it away totally for free. I didn't try to sell it, didn't do anything like that. And so it's not that I'm stingy. It's that it's no, I don't owe you. I decided I always get you if I really do, but it's too easy for them to just rent out the room to someone else. You know what I mean? Which is what happens. If they took the room and rented it out to someone else, then they can't charge me for the whole year. That's the law. Yeah. Contract. I don't do contracts. I told her that when I was talking to her. I don't do contracts. They tested it and they found out. I don't do contracts. When I was a landlord, I didn't make my people sign anything. Gave them a key, took their money. They always paid me. When they left, I had a Japanese exchange student. He was crying. I got him high. They're not allowed to do it. I got him high. He's like, I want to take this on the plane. I was like, I'm so sorry, dude. um, yeah, I gave him his full security deposit back. I didn't stiff him. It would have been so easy to stiff him. They didn't have any contract with me at all. And I didn't. And I gave it back. Not only that, but I called them later. It's like, did I give you your security deposit back? She's like, yeah, you did. Great. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember, and she said yes. So, yeah, I'm not out there stiffing people. I'm really not. You know, when I was renting out the house, I had a room in the house. I paid the most rent because I had the biggest room with my own shower. I paid the most rent. I decided. I charged them like under value, so it's not like I didn't charge them $500 a month. I charged them like, I think it was like 300. I think it was 300 each. And so I paid the most rent, right? And which was within my budget. It's because I had the nicest room, right? And yeah, I was super cool. I'm not a greedy person at all. But if I feel like you're just like scamming, I'm not going to help you. Not going to help you. You deal with that your own. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I know for sure that I think what it was is they thought I was rich. And they thought I would just bend and pay. And they're just like, right? Like, give you the money to make it go away type of shit. But, no, I'm not doing that. I'll fight those fuckers. Yeah. Yeah, beware South Tucson. Beware renting or going to South Tucson in general. Yeah, this shit's fucking scammy. I found that with car dealers too. Yeah, South Tucson's not good. So, they had that Tucson Dancer go freaking viral. I used to live right on that street. Yeah. Tucson, for their New Year's party, they do a taco drop. No, it was good. I sold my small scooter. I bought it for $330, and I sold it to this kid for $100 because I'd gotten too fat. And he loved it. He loved it. It was a good deal too. Less than 600 miles on it, and it still worked. And it had it's like he took off like it was a gun. He just went boom, flying. No license required. Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna pay him shit. But I'm still gonna wait a few years to see like if they're, because it's like they claimed it on like the contract. I don't know if they're gonna claim damages. That's the thing, is that they can like try to claim damages, but the damages window is 2 years, so we have a year left. So yeah, I don't know if they will. They haven't tried to ask for damages, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not paying them shit. I like being judgment proof. Yeah, it's like, see, there's some states being judgment proof means you're literally poor. Like you only have $300. Arizona being judgment proof, your house is only worth $450,000. Being judgment proof in Arizona is you only have $5,000 per bank account. So that's like, yeah, fuck them. Arizona's got the best laws in the country, better than California. Yeah, for like personal protection from lawsuits. I guess they just have scammers. People are like, I'm tired of these default judgments. They didn't tell me they were suing me, and they took me to the fucking bank, and then my money disappeared. That's the story basically, right? It's like I went to check my bank account and it was empty. It turns out someone who had never contacted me had sued me and won, right? That's what had happened. And they're just like, Arizona's like, fuck that jazz. Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. So yeah, they're not touching my money. If I actually owe you, yes, I will cover it. I'll take care of you. You just think I owe you. You just wanna get some. Oh man. Support basic income. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Don't blame me for your financial problems. Blame the money printed at Debt and Taxed. Yeah, you can have holographic money. I don't need to take care of people by letting them, imagine like a mosquito, letting a mosquito suck your blood. No, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, those default judgments. The court finds he was properly served. Oh yeah, how? How was I served? When did they do that? They mailed a letter to my an old address on record. That doesn't count. That didn't get to me. You know. The other one they can do is they can put it in the local newspaper. Yeah, they can put a section, even though the newspaper isn't syndicated, even though the weekly viewers of that newspaper are like 10,000 people. You know, it's like they can say you were told because they put it in a newspaper article. So yeah, it's all about that idea that the defendant's guilty and the defendant's going to run. The defendant isn't answering because they know they did it, right? Whereas it's they're scamming. But I tried to prove that. I tried to prove that I hadn't been told, and the judge rejected it. But the judge that rejected it was the same judge who did the judgment. So, of course, it's like when I used to get my comments moderated on TikTok. They've gotten better. Yeah, TikTok's eased up over the past year. They've moderated a lot less. But it used to be anything you said would be like a fucking problem. So you gotta do, what is it called? Appeal. If a moderator hits your comment and you appeal it, that moment you're gonna get it denied because it's the moderator that did the comment, right? The moderator that fucking moderated your shit is the one doing the appeal. And so what you do is you wait hours, wait 6 to 12 hours, and then appeal it. And always it would go through. So it was like the judge that did the original judgment was like, I didn't make a mistake, right? They took it personal as I was like, oh yeah, this wasn't, because she said it was properly served and I'm saying it wasn't. And so she's like, my word versus yours, right? I don't think the law has it together. They wear magic robes and they have a stupid holy book and they circumcise infants and all this shit. The law is corrupt as fuck, right? The law supported slavery. This idea that you obey words or you get punished is not true, right? And so the law is corrupt. And so, yeah, of course, that judge was a fucking problem, but she's just like a minor justice court. You know what I mean? She's not actually like a real justice. So she signs her name with a loop-de-loop. Yeah, her name is, I forget her name, Karen something. And it is, she's like, her name is just a loop-de-loop on the signature. And I'm like, okay. Nah, but they're not going to get it because they're going to, if they go for like the full lawsuit for every penny they say I owe them, it's going to go to the big boy court. And they don't play like that. So. But yeah, I hope it just comes that the year passes and they never do it. It'd be a lot easier than having to show up. To prevent the default judgment, about once a week I get on all the court websites and I look up my name just to see. Yeah. You should have pretty good property protections, like protect your home, protect your car, right? You own multiple homes, you have multiple cars, you've got a fleet of 30 cars. Yeah, you can afford to lose a couple grand if you owe somebody, but like, yeah, it's your only home, your only car. Sorry, you're not touching that. You don't deserve it. So, but I know exactly why Grandpa had stacks of cash in the walls. Beyond maybe he was a criminal, he he just didn't want the judgment, the people that got a judgment saying he owed him to find him. So yeah, stack it up in private. Don't tell anyone it's there. He even forgot. He dies and he's got like 100 grand in bags in the walls. And it's like that was there, so he didn't I was there, so they couldn't find it. So the people who had the judgment were like, we can't fucking fuck you, you know. If I genuinely owe you, yeah, I will absolutely pay you back. But some made up shit, nah, sorry. Sorry. I ain't doing that. So yeah, that was one bad experience. Just one though. Yeah, the next department would never read. They would just like talk to you for these are these people, right? These are people who expect you to read the fine print and live to it, but can't read when you write them. When you write them something, they can't fucking read it. It's just like so annoying. It's just shit. It's just shit. Shitty fucking people. So it's one of the reasons I want the AI to watch your behavior and just do it for basic income is go home. I'm tired of you working to make money. Just go the fuck home. And I want to know what you're fucking doing because I don't trust you. So, yeah, instead you got people where it's like, because you have to have money to survive and the money is a slave hoax, then you have all these scammers are thriving, right? Rental scams. Rental scams are a thing. Oh yeah, pay ahead of time. No, it's fine. And then it's like after you pay, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to call the police on you. You need to get out of here. We saw you do this or that. You know, that's unacceptable, right? And then they just keep your fucking money. That's called a rental scam. So, yeah, that exists, right? Signing a lease with somebody. See, the thing with the lease is you get to keep the rate, right? The thing with no lease is that month by month, it's like as soon as they know you want to live there, as soon as they know you like it, it's like, oh yeah, rent's going up a bit. It's the story as old as time. That's what taxes does. Is that if you're not satisfied with how much you make, you're like, well, if I want to make $1, I basically have to make over 50. If I want to make $1, I have to make $1.50, right? To make $1. So that's where they just like start more and more and more and more. So yeah. What's up, squirrel? You hearing me talk for hours? Yeah. Fidgety squirrel shit. No food right now. Actually, I'm gone. Yeah. Oh, what's up, baby? You want to come up? Hey. God, they got shoulders. Fucking strong little fucking rodents. They gotta be scary to think smaller than them. Oh, he's showing me he's got food. He dug up some shit that's food and now he's eating it. Oh, dang. He's like, I'm not poor. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, I'm gonna go. This has been a nice chat. Nice yap. Catching up. Man, remember I was like, I'm gonna leave at 2. I almost got a rush now. Yeah, I almost gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Anyway, I'll see you. Thank you, internet. Thank you all. I'm gonna go in and have me a nice night. Gonna get everything I want. Take care of yourselves. See, I don't mind the AI watching what you're doing to prevent like real victims. I don't like this whole like, you are legally leashed. We're gonna take everything you have, right? That like Donald Trump attitude. I'm gonna use the law to fuck you so hard. It's like, come on, can we not? You don't obey words or else. Yes, someone's a danger. Yeah, you can absolutely segregate them. Someone's actually causing havoc. You can't let them out because they're an animal. Yeah, that's different. You can put them in a box. You know, but it's like that whole like, it says here, you know, that shit's fucking stupid. It is. They used that to enslave everyone and circumcise everyone and hide things in private property, right? It is a myth that you obey words or else. That's a fast one they pulled on everybody. It's a trick. So, yeah. I'm super cool. I'm super down to earth. I really am. Like I'm not the type of person that's like fussy over bullshit to be mean, but like, yeah, kind of sucked I encountered that. It did suck I encountered that, but it got me on the road dropping stamped money, and it also got me aware of other people's problems. Like I was like, oh, that can happen. I didn't know it was like that. And so because of that, like policies have literally changed, right? I've been vocal with the government and I've like explained what's happened, and they've done things to like attack them because they hate it. Yeah. No, my current state's, what do you call it, governor? Yeah, the governor of the state actually doesn't have an address. It's not that her address is hidden, it's that she doesn't live anywhere. Yeah. She's I think she's technically homeless. I haven't looked into it, but it's like I did research on like her address and it was like no address listed, right? I don't know if she's hiding that or if there's literally, if she's just like she lives in her car too or something. So yeah. Nah. Stupid. Yeah, I'm not paying you shit. I actually owe you. I got you. You just think I owe you because it's convenient? No. Sorry. Sorry. It'd be nice. Yeah, you thought you were. They thought I was rich. I was totally fine living there until they saw the mountain of boxes I had ordered to my house. And then they're like, uh, pulling a fast one. Because that's the plan, right? Is they kick you out, then they bill you, and then they fill the room with someone else. And then they're getting double. That was the plan. And yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. So yeah, they have a responsibility to try to fill the room legally. It's like if they want to sue you for the contract time, they can't sue you for the whole contract. They have to try to refill it. I tried telling our landlord that. Our landlord is filled with landlords. They don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, our landlord is filled with fucking people who are in the landlord business. They'll do things like, oh yeah, if there's a piece of tape that's yours in there, you didn't fully move out, like all that shit. So yeah, I'm not paying them shit. I love being judgment proof. If I was rich, yeah, I'd probably have to go to court. There'd be like a lawyer, it'd be expensive. But since I'm judgment proof, I can just let it go. They'll never get anything. I could never get anything. It's like, okay, you say. So yeah, judgment proof is nice. Especially if you're a scoundrel like me. Yeah, judgment proof might be better than being rich. It keeps you safer. As long as you're not doing crimes. As long as you're not being charged with a crime, right? Because like criminal restitution, you've been charged and convicted of a crime and you have to pay restitution. That's different. You can't get out of that. But like a civil judgment, yeah. Judgment proof means civil judgments can't work on you. So, but anyway. Thanks for listening. I'm going to have a good night tonight. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.